players, welcome to Mosaic Team 5, our Starfinder homebrew campaign, where my friends around the table, mostly now around the table, step into the shoes of interstellar bounty hunters in the year 2250 to tell an epic space western opera through the Starfinder tabletop RPG system. I am Joe Treff, the Game Master for the evening, and joining me at the table are Matt, Dan, Carson, Olive, and Ari. I started writing it down, so that way I won't mess it up.
And you call us your friends and you can't even remember our names.
The problem is, it's just 2 days in a row, everybody except for the two of them changed. That's easy. I get this on the table every time.
I'm always here. I never leave.
No, Matt's here usually on Wednesday, too.
I live over in the back room.
Yeah, exactly. You live in the
That's
DM
your room?
Yeah, with all the minis in the train.
The top shelf of the drawer, I pull that out, put a couple pillows in. It's really comfortable.
That would be amazing, because the top shelf is only about this deep. It's where I keep the DM screen.
Yeah.
But okay.
Well, if I move the DM screen, there's plenty of space.
A couple of announcements before we get started. Last Friday was session 102 of Alberon. We saw Akka, Matt's character, slain by Zeistris, the Mind Flayer inhabiting the body of his one-shot character that was slain by Zeistris in the one-shot. So Matt, very technically, you killed your own character that you played in the future, in the past, now in the future, which is the present. That's pretty great.
You're going to have to run that one by me again.
You got that one. Join us tomorrow to pick up from the Half-Elf Artificer's fatal encounter with the Power Word Kill spell at 8:30 p.m. right here on twitch.tv/AlberonRPG. If you can't see one of the sessions, they are updated on Saturday following the session. Mosaic Team 5 is going to air at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard, and then Adventures in Alberon at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard right after that. We have a website, alberonrpg.com. It was updated today. You can go there and see all of the bounties that have been harvested thus far. The massive deficit that this group has managed to rack up over the course of its 3 bounty career. I think a lot. You can also see a little bit of information about each one, some of the crimes that they were guilty of, and then the method in which it was resolved. So far, you guys technically have 1 bounty that is successful. That's good. Your support through, the commercials, kind of like you guys were actually mentioning, watching those is supportive of us. It does generate a little bit of money, which helps do all of this kind of stuff. If you do want to support us in a different way, you can donate bits. Bits and subscriptions especially really help us out, but for bits, you can actually influence this game directly. You can do that by using 250 bits, dispatching the Mosaic Company's repair ship, or a ship that has a few extra supplies. It will arrive, through the drifts. So that does take some time. 500 bits will dispatch an emergency special shipment that will arrive rapidly. This is a piece of technology, equipment, or other inorganic supply that will be helpful in the moment. 1,000 bits will have Mosaic dispatch an intern from the company's reboot program for people taking second careers. They will leave at the end of the session, provided that they survive, and you can choose
They'll still leave.
an intern that's already been there. What are you looking for?
They'll probably still leave either way.
Yeah. Oh, no. For sure they're going to leave.
Are you saying that they wouldn't want to hang out with us for another bounty?
No, I mean, like, if they die, they're still going to get, probably hauled off somewhere.
That's
Unless
really
they
up
get,
to you guys.
totally disintegrated.
Depends on how recently we've showered.
3,000 bits will go toward immediately purchasing the cast pizza.
Pizza!
Yeah.
You should do
Do
that
that!
one.
Yes.
We're starving.
We need food.
Mosaic
Some of us
LLC.
more than others.
Mosaic LLC will also dispatch a special meal to the crew in-game, although I'm really tempted not to now. Any amount over that will contribute to more food.
Oh yeah.
5,000 bits will enable Mosaic LLC, the company that you all work for, to dispatch a specialist to help the group out for the remainder of the bounty, or until they are slain, captured, etc. They will arrive during the same session, including during combat. That is an NPC that is specifically geared towards this bounty. There's 1 arranged for each bounty. They can only be redeemed once. Excuse me. Anything that is redeemed, that has already been redeemed, goes towards an additional project. It goes towards a much larger campaign project that is going to reveal itself at some point in this plot. So nothing accidentally sent will get wasted. It's a secret. Yes.
Whoa.
Okay. And then finally, we use Sirenscape for music, sound effects, things of that nature. Sirenscape is a digital tool set that has both a fantasy and a sci-fi player, I just learned this week, that you can use to inject sound into any of the games that you want to play, be it tabletop RPGs, board games, or family birthday parties. Sirenscape is a great thing that you should check out. And that's what we're playing our theme song on right now. Composed for us by Wes over at Arcane Anthems. Thank you for that, Wes. And with that, I'm going to read us our recap. And we can get into our game. Mosaic Team 5, last we played. You wrapped up a shopping adventure in the mall, with Spice giving Bubs tremendously bad fashion advice that ended in the procurement of a mullet wig.
It's a style.
Don't dirt looks great. I don't know what you're talking about.
With mostly matching eyebrows. Gibbs and Vess, you spoke with Lydell Wilcox, the manager at the Crane store and a liaison with the Jacinto Corporation. Lydell seemed very interested in you, Gibbs, and your thoughts on the human race and some of the local politics.
Well, yeah, why wouldn't he be? I'm the coolest.
Shade, you actually bought food. And a birthday gift for Bubs, a shield that she direly needed. Peep continually pushed all of you a lot until you finally, at long last, left the Eclipse Mall and returned to your ship. At long last, like civilizations rose and fall while you were there. You installed a block market transponder stolen off a GPF warship called the War Dancer. A modest upgrade to the laptop/software subroutine your broadcast prior. You renamed the ship the Eternal Wanderer from the default name Directive Zero and proceeded to drop into the drift en route to the Fade Star system. There you faced a GPF destroyer that sent a boarding crew.
Scary shit.
Meeting a follower of Hylax, Spice, you managed to persuade the officer in charge to not look too closely. They had a brief scan, didn't mention the smuggling bay, and proceeded to leave your ship to do their business with the Harbinger Robotics Corporation. You met with them aboard their ship, the Harbinger 14, linked to the planet-side factory run by Harbinger Corporation, that manufactures robots of various kinds. There you met a Copaxi engineer named Thin, or who went by Thin. Signed an NDA, kind of making sure they wouldn't disclose any secrets that you learned about the company over the course of your investigation. And then we're let into the details of this mission. You were told that there had been an assault on this robotics factory. People had been killed, things possibly stolen, and they wanted somebody outside the corporation, sentience, but not anybody related to possibly the people within, to investigate. You all entered, looking into the, well, first of all, actually, you met Alexa the Siri.
Yes,
the
we did.
Very upbeat robotic, Siri, of course, standing for synthetic interactive robotic interface, not anything else. But after meeting this individual and Gibbs, you playing with it for some amount of time, you all followed it into the factory proper and into reception. There you saw a scene of carnage. One individual seeming to be impaled through the head with a rod of metal of some kind, head split in two. Gibbs, you took particular interest in this one as it did have a head.
Ooh, heads.
The other body across, kind of on this, what looked like almost like a McDonald's prize counter. Not a McDonald's, a Chuck E. Cheese prize counter.
Right.
With a whole bunch of little, mostly burned, but probably within the wreckage, a few little miniature robots. The charred lower half of a corpse. Another individual lost to this assault. Within the factory, part of the wall crumbled down. You could see into the floor. Elements of the machinery damaged in some places, intact in others. But as you considered this corpse, Gibbs, you cast grave words, getting some of your kind of gook into the mouth of this corpse.
Yeah, I got this like nasty cork.
Yeah.
Great.
No, not a good. Yeah, I don't know about Greek, but it exists. That's absolutely true. Give me just 1 minute and let me play some music here.
That's my mom.
Out of context, that's really just a funny thing to hear. I appreciate it. Okay. Gibbs, you take this foul cork, large from the bottle behind you, and you take the elements of gook and kind of wipe it across. You have to push the elements of face together, but you wipe it across the lips. And as that happens, and hello, Talon, as that happens, you can see the face almost together. Elements of the skin almost stitching. You see just like stretching and overlapping, so you can see parts of the bones at the edges where the skin is just a little bit too tight. But it opens its mouth and it says, military lasers. You see this like flap in the throat, like flopping and flopping with every word. Military lasers. That's material. And then the whole thing again just in half. You see like the spine actually emerge a little bit from the neck.
Get a little bit more gunk on my cork and put the cork back in my bottle.
Yeah.
Ew. And I...
A little bit of like red on that, and as it drips into the bottle, it kind of dissolves into the gunk.
Well, it's never worked for me before. Not surprised it didn't work for me now. So I will go on and do my own thing, but other things are happening too.
Sure. So the rest of you guys kind of left off going in different directions from the reception. What do you all want to do?
I want to stop.
Just everything.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do one of those. I'm gonna turn to Shade, and I'm just gonna type something out on my communicator. And I'm gonna just type out the message. I think how you said how those civilian hardware robots that were meant to do controlled burns were giving military hardware stuff. And also, didn't that Alexa robot say something about them working with compatible cores for military and civilian stuff? I don't know if we can trust this Alexa series thing if it's an inside job.
Outside, you just hear, as soon as you say Alexa, you just hear, "Hi, would you like to?" And it just kind of like responds to the verbal mention of its name, as many Alexa-like devices are wont to do.
Something else.
Oh my god.
You hear Gibbs also in the atrium still.
I mean, yes.
So has anyone been to the control room yet?
That's where I was about to go.
No.
Yeah, we were all gonna go there, but
Right along now.
But we are not.
I'm in the atrium. I don't know where you are. I'm in the like entryway with the counters because that's
Sure.
where that dead body was.
Yeah, reception.
Yeah, sorry. I'm in this reception area.
So I'm gonna go. I believe it's like straight through to the back.
Yeah.
was what we
Kind of
to
diagonal
the
through the
to the control terminal.
Sure. Who's going with Shade?
I'm gonna go.
Okay, Vess.
I think I'm probably gonna head back, like near the door where they're going off. I think I'm gonna head back to where they are.
Okay, sure. So
Yeah.
back to reception.
Yeah.
All right, so Shade, Vess, the two of you walk into this factory. Off to the right, you can see the controlled burn unit production line, partially charred at the end. You see the ceiling, the wall, a small crater actually around the end of this line. You would see actually there is remnants of a corpse, just kind of legs sticking out from the rubble. Most of the pants kind of charred away, and then blinking across the factory, you see maybe a terminal of some kind, linked to that production station. Maybe what controlled it.
Okay.
In the middle of the factory, what kind of dominates the rest of the floor is a huge section of machinery that looks designed to create one single large robot. You'd remember the things that you flew over top? Probably meant to design that.
So that one builds the other machines?
Make a physical sciences check as you kind of peer off after them.
Oh, wrong guys.
This is on the way to the control terminal.
Yeah, so you have to kind of
Down, I
walk.
have
If you look at this huge floor of machinery, there are like walkways and things that make it look like there are several different terminals to control what is called an Ord bot construction station.
Okay.
And then beyond that, you can see a like a steel mesh walkway that kind of goes in the back two walls. And you see a door there that probably leads to an office, like a security room. Think about in a warehouse, that upper kind of room.
Yeah. Okay.
I got a 12 on my PS.
You look at these two things, you see part of a corpse. You see these terminals. Probably they don't build each other necessarily. You don't have like a big robot building a small robot. Probably there was a number of people in this factory working on the big one and maybe one or two on the smaller ones. and this seems to be a production line. With that roll, you kind of look around and you do see on the floor a painted orange stripe, and then somewhere kind of along the word spray painted onto the ground, like through a stencil that says delivery bay. Probably where the things that were manufactured were then shipped out of.
Okay.
I'm going to make my way to the door, carefully, cautiously, with my weapon drawn.
Okay.
To the back office room
Make a
door.
stealth check. And then Vess, if you're going to sneak that way as well, you could, or you can just walk if you want.
I'll sneak as well.
There you go.
Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. Oh, that's on the top.
Oh,
It landed like
cards.
that.
Nice.
Let's get this straightened out.
Ooh, that's a 6.
Okay, solid.
Ooh, rough.
That's a 4.
It was close, but we're just clunking along. We're
The two
both
of you
like
begin to
clop,
walk.
clop. Who can be the loudest? Blop, 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 blop.
And as you're walking, one of you, it's kind of unclear which, catches your foot on one of the railings. You grab the other for support, and both of you topple down 3 stairs, sprawling out into the concrete. You hear like this across the factory. At this point, go ahead and the two of you make a perception check.
Hmm?
15?
And that's a 24.
Okay. Your head kind of swims. You feel dizzy after that fall. Maybe you hit your head.
Rebooting.
Yeah, you can see everything in your vision just kind of move. But Vess, even though this is happening to you to some extent, you kind of shake your head and you just barely notice out of the corner in your eye, also near the back of the factory, the small red light suddenly go on. And as your vision kind of clears, the two images coming together to form one, you see in the distance, kind of up in the corner, a security camera. Probably motion activated. But no problem. You guys get back up. The echo's still in your ears. You make your way over to the security room. Give me one moment. Okay. Entering in, the door is propped open. You see like a little door wedge in there, so not forced in any way.
Okay.
There is nobody at the terminal, but you can see a number of cameras marked. You see security camera REC1, one of those footage films. You see security camera F floor 2. You see security camera F floor 1, security camera LD bay 1, and those are the things that you see.
So
There's a
it's-
single chair, like a swivel chair with faded orange seating. There's a cup of coffee, although completely empty. You see like a ring of brown dust around the bottom, evaporated in time.
You said, so there's security cam recording, security cam floor number 1, security cam floor 2, security cam loading bay,
Is that a check? Rec 1 probably means reception 1.
reception 1. Okay. I see rec and I think recording.
Sure.
Okay, so there are 4 cameras. None of them, are any of them active right now? Like,
All of the screens are off, kind of like a screensaver mode. You see like dark but not black, that almost black blue when the screen is on but not like displaying anything.
okay.
But looking down at the controls, it is a very simplistic module without any kind of hacking. You can just use the kind of fast forward play, and then there's like a little knob to slow or speed up the footage.
Okay. I guess I would probably, since I don't have to hack in to access it, just assuming that that also means that I'm not gonna set off any protocols. I'm
You
gonna,
want to make a computer's check and just kind of make sure there's no.
yeah,
Yeah,
make
go
sure
for it.
that there's nothing that's gonna give me malware. 21.
Yeah, you don't want to catch a virus just kind of plugging into random machines.
That's true.
So you kind of protect yourself and ease in. The thing that you find, kind of going through, which camera do you want to look for? You don't find any countermeasures. It seems as if this door probably has a lock on it, and you turn and can see one. It's not like a high security area. This is just to kind of make sure.
Just
that
like a
nobody's stealing
monitor
stuff.
station.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think I would probably knowing that what we saw on the way in is what we saw at reception, so check that footage last, probably. I would probably start with the loading bay because that's the other presumable entrance or exit to the facilities. And then I would work my way from like loading bay, floor 1, floor 2, reception to see like that's maybe how they went through the building if someone tried to enter.
Sure. You start with the loading bay camera. Vess, you see all this over kind of Shade's shoulder. You can do anything that you want. Just jump in. The camera shows you as it turns on. You kind of rewind. You just see like stillness. So all this stuff happen. You kind of stop. Rewind it back. You see a massive robot, very similar to the ones that you flew over. Open the door leading out of the loading bay, into the loading bay from the factory floor. Sorry.
So
You can see it carefully package what looks like a computer core of some kind into this waiting truck, marked with Harbinger's logo, probably already there. It loads 3 of these look like the controlled burn unit robots, although these folded up in a transit mode, so hard to see how they're armored. And then it seems to add in some kind of a machine. With the grainy footage, you would need to kind of figure out a way to investigate closer or make some other kind of check to kind of figure out exactly what it is. Could be pants, yeah, but it's some kind of a machine, roughly the size of like a desktop computer in the early 90s, like a big.
And that's the same machine that the robot that came from the factory floor was carrying with it when it went to the truck.
It looked like it was carrying a computer core, which is something that you could load into different
so it's separate from the case that was like a computer case.
It looks similar in its machinery type to the machines used to build the robots on the factory floor. So maybe a miniature version or some kind of a fabricator of some kind. I think that's probably pretty easy to discern. You also see a pallet of railway spikes get loaded, and then the group departs. You see them turn north in the direction of Carfay, about 20 minutes away by car.
And in this group, is it just, do I see any like humanoids or other entities, or is it just that robot that's
just that big
operating?
Robot.
Okay. Presumably someone is in the driver's seat and just isn't on the camera of the truck.
Looking at the truck, when this robot comes out, the truck, there's no driver.
Oh, okay.
And as the truck goes away, you don't see anybody get in. You don't see the wheel move.
The robot doesn't get in?
The robot gets in the back.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Like a self-driving car type thing?
It almost appears like that, although the truck itself doesn't look like one of those. It's just like a truck.
Would my piloting background or theme give me any information? Would this count as a ship?
It wouldn't count as a ship.
Oh, actually, it's
I like that though.
starship and vehicle models.
Good thing it's nice.
So, do I know, like, does this truck, it's just a Harbinger, like, loading truck or shipping truck?
So looking at it, it is one of a wide variety of mass-produced electric shipping trucks. Yeah.
Okay.
And so probably, used pretty widely, and then this one just has the Harbinger brand on it. It's
So not necessarily out of place because it's in the loading bay and
certainly
is a Harbinger truck.
Yeah. And looking over, as you kind of look at the camera, you'd imagine there's probably a charging port for that very truck in the loading bay. Should you look?
Okay. So I think I would just take stock of everything that I saw on that video that was loaded into the truck and that was already in the truck, and then go to the next camera.
Factory
footage.
floor 1?
Yes.
You switch over to this, and again, same thing. It's still. You see something move, and then move back, and then kind of stop, kind of looking up into the camera. You see a humanoid. Although, as you stop and kind of let it play, for the first time, you actually can hear something. In the background, it's so loud, and you recognize The footage in the loading bay is silent. Nothing really playing there. There is noise here, but almost drowned out. Like the level of noise. What is it called? You do audio when it like gets so high that it kind of blanks and you can't hear anything.
Oh, when it just like tops out.
Yeah, so it completely is topped out, so you will barely hear anything. But go ahead and make a perception check and see how much you can make out. And Vess, you're there too, so if you want to make one, you can make one as well.
That doesn't
Hey, that's better. That's like the first good roll that I got on that die. So
This is not a good rolling surface.
It's a
Uh,
curse.
It's a little
rolling
bit
surface.
lumpy.
that was a 23 for me.
Okay.
And for me, it's a 14.
14, okay. So
Yeah,
you looking
like-
over, definitely assisted
When I
by
got after.
Shade controlling the actual machine. Both of you kind of hear just muttering, I don't understand. And then some other words that you can't quite hear. This isn't what I thought. This isn't how you surprise her. And then the screen just goes black. And then loads back up and still.
What does this humanoid look like?
With a roll of 23, fairly average, kind of paler skin than normal. And as you look at it and it looks up, you realize as it's talking into its wrist, not wearing a watch of any kind. Probably an android.
Okay. Okay. I would like make note of this suspect
Sure.
and internalize any identifying traits or features that they have from the limited amount of footage
Okay.
and what they said, which I kind of wrote down.
Yeah, no worries. I can send that to you later.
And then I would go to the next tape.
At this point, can I arrive and
Yeah.
see the guys in the reception?
Of course.
I'm on top of the Alexa, like the like a cat on a Roomba, and have decided to take her for a ride. And I'm making my way towards the console in the middle of the floor that had the email pulled up on it.
Okay.
That's where I'm headed on top of this Roomba lady.
Alexa, take me to the.
But something else was programming like go forward 4 feet. Alexa, something else. Go sideways, like go left 4 feet.
Slowly, you manipulate it. What can I do for you? And it's like just kind of move
Scraping along
a
the
little bit.
ground
Yeah.
because it's too heavy now.
it. It is a little heavy, and so for sure there's like a little bit of red paint left behind. But no worries, you get to the back of this thing on your chariot that definitely slows your speed down substantially.
Oh hi.
Oh, hey, the other guys, they went back to the security footage room. I just wanted to make sure everything was good here.
Yeah, are you good at computers?
Oh, I'm like okay with them, but like not like Shade good. And I get like a little smile on my face, thing of Shade.
As you say computers, underneath you, slightly muffled, you can hear the projection can't come out, so your like whole belly is glowing orange with the projection kind of getting blocked. But you can just hear it very muffled. I'm authorized to give you access to any computer units outside of the prototype room.
Did you say even if it's outside the prototype room?
Outside of the prototype room.
Oh.
Yeah.
So the
decent
prototype
access.
room is the one we want to look at.
Yes. Alexa, something else. Unlock this terminal once I get there.
The terminal the Alexa unit slowly drags itself forwards, kind of grinding over the belt buckle of this person, the charred legs, kind of sitting in the chair. You sort of brush against it, your arm having to like rest on the corpse's lap, but you arrive at the terminal. What do you want to do with it?
Check for countermeasures.
Mhm.
You
I've
hear-
seen Shane get an STD like session 1 or 2,
You
so
just hear underneath you, there are currently no countermeasures active.
so with the Alexa's assistance, I would like to go through this guy's email.
Okay.
His administrator is Carla, but I'm looking for, like, you know, because the original email was a little out of place, like,
Sure.
he was a little kerfuffled, so I'm looking for anything about that.
So are you just looking for the storyline behind what's going down with these humans?
As much as Gibbs wants the gossip, I'm looking for anything that might be helpful, but I'm not a computery person, so
Sure,
it's
sure,
like
sure.
standing on top
The
of this
files
Alexa
are in the
trying
computer.
Oh, shit.
trying to
No.
trying to be helpful, but like I don't quite know how to be helpful, so I'm like, I'm
Make
gonna
a-
read this person's
Make a
email.
flat. You know what? Make a sense motive check. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah,
Okay.
make a sense
Yeah.
motive check. You pull, or Alexa actually pulls up the email.
6 plus 7 is 13.
Well, you definitely figure out through reading elements of this exchange that Administrator Carla is not like his administrator. You kind of look at some of the other emails and you would kind of gather that's a title.
Oh.
So, like the people who work out front, perhaps. That reaffirms your idea that the person that you're kind of leaning on is probably Carla's legs. This person, the Shiren, looks like they work on that controlled burn robot line. You see a bunch of different orders coming in through there and out through there. Him asking kind of for them to order some more parts. It seems like Carla facilitated a lot of that. With that role, the only other thing that you would really kind of see, there's a lot of junk mail, a lot of just kind of like, company newsletters. You have like your, February is like, National Shirin Month. You have like company mandated like celebrations.
Per the
I clicked
last
the-
memo,
Right.
please do not leave smelly food in the refrigerator.
I would like to download a map of the place,
Okay,
the facility,
sure.
looking for break rooms, and is the terminal connected to a printer?
There is no printer.
Okay.
So you've noticed there's not a whole lot of paper being used here. It's 2250, and paper is not super cheap. However, you see Alexa kind of just say, "That's been sent to you," and you hear that little beep. And looking down at your comms, a little map, 3-dimensional, of the space. You will immediately notice there is no break room, but you do see a prototype room kind of on the opposite side of where the security lab is. Small, unmarked door. I would say, looking at this map, you can see a loading bay that's marked. You see the factory floor, the 2 different production lines. You could see that there's a parking lot outside, although that seemed empty probably when you came in. That's kind of what you'd see. Not a lot on this map.
And the reception with the Chuck E. Cheese case, that was just like examples of products, or was that like company morale winning
So going
items?
through the emails, you would find that this is kind of like it's almost like for a gift shop. If you think they make like little collectible versions of their robots with like limited edition kind of things and all kinds of stuff like that. When there's new ones that come out, it's almost like the Hess drive.
Right.
So it's like a collectible that they sell from all their factories.
Alexa, something else. Can I take an item from the gift shop on the way out, please?
1 minute, and you just kind of hear some kind of like almost like a purr from within, like a really old modem kind of dialing out.
Ringing.
A couple seconds go by, and then you just hear, "Free, feel free to take any of the miniatures that survived the fire."
Thank you. Alexa, something else. Drive me to prototype room. Go to prototype room.
All right, you just hear, just kind of begins to slowly
No.
drive.
Great.
You guys okay over there?
This thing came on when you said Alexa.
Oh,
And it started playing country music.
That's amazing.
I tried to stop
I
it.
didn't even notice
It's
that.
playing country music.
It's muted.
So,
Oh,
yeah,
why is it not muted
I
anymore?
don't know.
Oh, it is
muted.
playing country music. Why is it?
Thank you.
Does it bring the volume?
Matthew, can you figure out your tablet, please?
It said it was muted.
I'm glad you like country music.
I don't like country music. Why did that start playing?
Apparently you're...
Anyhow.
It's a space western.
Anyhow.
I slowly make my way there while other things happen. Saying hi to Bubs. You saw me peruse this person's email, and then now I'm riding the Roomba to a different Roomba.
Thank you.
I'm probably going to
That's awesome.
chase after Gibbs.
It's not hard. I'm going like negative
Yeah,
2 miles an
It's-
hour.
You have to stutter step to kind of keep up because your regular pace would be too fast for this. It's not designed to go fast, and Gibbs is a lot of weight for this machine.
Gibbs, I don't know if you should be riding that.
She said I could. I asked her.
You see like an area in the concrete floor that's like a little bit bumpy, and as it goes over, you just hear this as it just kind of crushes over the concrete.
She also said I could have things from the gift shop, so we're basically best friends now.
Well, I mean, it seems like you can trust it, but well, hold on. Look at this message, and I'm gonna type up the same message on my comm.
Okay.
Mostly about the Common Core that Alexa told us about when we arrived, and how they were installing in military things, and there's a little bit weird stuff about it, and how we maybe might not be able to trust Alexa. And I'm just gonna show her that on my wristwatch.
So that Alexa doesn't hear it.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Well, you know what they say: keep your friends
I'm
close,
anxious about it.
I got
you're-
rid of it.
I know. I'm just
I
like
killed
anxious
her.
about it.
and your
It
enemy's
happened upstairs
closer.
too, Dawes.
And this is as close as I can get, and at least I'm keeping her out of the way for everyone else.
But wait, Spice.
Spice is on her way to the delivery room, just like with a cigarette in hand.
The loading bay,
Yes, loading day.
the delivery room. There's
Whatever.
childbirth happening here.
Yeah, it's an all-purpose factory.
Yes.
They create everything here at Harbinger Robotics. All right.
I hear you. I'll keep it under my butt.
Oh, well, I mean, as long as you got some kind of something on it.
Yep. You can count on that. Err.
As it goes over another little crack.
I'm gonna follow them.
Okay, we're going to
Yeah.
the prototype lab at the pace of snail.
No worries. As you do that, Spice, you head towards the loading bay. You see these large doors designed to be open for a truck to back up to. Currently closed, but you see like a big red button. You can go over and press to open if you want.
Can I also look for, as she's walking up to the deliveries, she's looking for emergency shut-off buttons.
Emergency
any?
shut-off buttons.
Yes.
Make
Like,
a
in a
perception check.
factory, there'd be like a lever
Big
or
red
something.
Absolutely, yeah. Make a perception check.
Leave it at Harbinger to not have them well labeled in a case of emergency.
It's more that there's some damage to this place, you know.
Alright, that was an 11.
An 11. You don't see an emergency shut-off valve necessarily. You just see the red button that looks like it's designed to open and close the door.
Okay. Spice pushes that red button.
I thought it
Door
was
opens.
good.
Looking
Spice.
out into the street, or sort of, it's like a almost dome-like building, or like a metal dome, almost like an aircraft hangar.
Yep.
Very narrow, just enough for a truck to pull into. Kind of
She
pull up
waves
to.
at the security cameras
You
at
see, suddenly
Shade.
it just begins to blink, and actually, up in the security terminal, suddenly that monitor is replaced by Spice, cigarette in hand, just waving.
Well,
We should probably get everyone together before
before
certain
Spice
people
gets us into
cause
more trouble.
issues. Yes.
Yes, I agree.
Okay.
Spice, you look around, it's empty. You don't see anything. You can see there is like a little plug, a loose cord, probably something to plug an electric vehicle into. But there are no prototypes, nothing like that out here on the in the loading bay. It is empty.
Okay. There's nothing sus at all. Can I do a perception check in this room?
Yeah, go for it.
15.
15. You look around, no footprints. There's nothing here that would indicate that somebody has entered the factory this way. You do turn, you look at the door, you can see marks of something coming out. The concrete slightly impacted from maybe this heavy robot designed to be rolled out probably on carts, walking out instead. But aside from that, you don't really see much.
Scary.
It's heavy.
Okay.
For the rest of you up in the control room, you go over to the next camera. This is factory floor 2. Or it's technically it's the same factory floor, it's just the second camera there.
Okay.
You wind back and Shade with your original check. You see that there is a bunch of motion. Everything starts kind of dark. There's motion. Things are dark again. And then you see something else. Little motion just kind of zip across the screen.
Pause.
Stop. Sure.
Enhance.
The pixels become clear. You
Pixels
see
magically
a
gain
small
resolution.
blue disc rolling across the factory floor. This Alexa unit. It seems to tow a small sled, armored components, over to one of these production lines. Some time goes by. You see this little Alexa unit kind of slowly drifting back. It crosses actually over the camera a number of times, just going here and there. And then it kind of gets to a point where you see on the line, suddenly, this prototype in reverse kind of... And then as you pause and stop and replay, you see this large Ord bot, this huge humanoid-like, almost 20-foot tall robot, just stand and walk off the production line.
The
What?
same one that was in the loading dock
Yes.
footage. So did it
Ava's
like come
on
to?
the ground.
Was it like basically booted up here?
So you see this robot suddenly kind of stand up. You see that there is kind of gray and flickering at the edge of the screen. A Shiren, probably the one, or actually no, you haven't seen a Shiren yet. So this is some other creature that you have not seen. Kind of start and turn.
We saw Shirin, didn't we?
We read the emails from
From
Shiren,
Yeah, yeah.
but we haven't seen a
So-
Shiren.
So this is
Shiren
probably
corpse.
them. Yeah, this is probably them. And so you see this person kind of start, turn, the six arms kind of cover their face before the robot lowers a weapon and incinerates the Shiren in the wall behind them. You see
wow.
the
You didn't
wall
see
on the
this, right.
reception kind of blow in, and now you kind of understand where that damage took place from. The robot turns, and the last part of the video is just a gout of superheated fluid that builds up before the camera goes dark.
Cool. Okay. So that is where things started.
Perhaps.
Probably. All right. Checking the last camera reception, and then going to make sure that no one does anything stupid.
The footage from the camera in reception shows this receptionist, a woman, quivering, trying to take shelter behind a desk with a number of small robot prizes on it. You see a redheaded man kind of lean over and try to pull her from behind this hiding spot, but she refuses. And suddenly they both look towards the door, which is not pictured. You see she is splattered in blood as his body is jerked out of the frame. She backs against the wall, shaking her head no, but suddenly a gout of flame whites everything out in the image. And as it adjusts back, you see the twitching lower corpse and a burning counter and wall. Almost all noise completely lost in that kind of over-the-top...
Topped
yeah,
out.
Yeah, topped out.
That's not the official term for it.
I don't know what it is. I'm counting on you. You know audio. I know fantasy and stuff.
Topped out.
This is sci-fi.
Yeah, it's topped out. Okay. Trying to piece together all of these parts. Gonna do a final check to make sure we didn't miss anything in the room, like beyond the security footage. There's not like another terminal or anything like that, right?
Make a perception check. You got a 23 the first time, right?
Yeah.
You kind of look around. You see this terminal is angled in a weird way, and running your hands underneath, welded on, there's like a little metal peg and like super old-fashioned metal key attached to this. Very narrow, yet pretty wide. Probably a multi-purpose key designed to open a number of doors.
Is it currently like in the keyhole?
No, it's like so. There's like a little welded hook, and it's like dangling.
Oh,
from
okay. I take that key.
You got it.
I'm taking the key.
You got the key.
And nothing in the room that this key seems to go to.
No, this is
I'm
like a
gonna-
dead end. This is just like
Yeah.
a single
Okay.
room.
Gonna leave the room and then go to try and regather the group.
Okay.
We should tell everyone what we saw.
Who's going to the prototype factory?
Me and Gibbs.
Okay.
And as we're going, and I'm asking the Alexa all sorts of horrible questions about the weather and various planets and how to pronounce different words.
Yeah.
I will try to adjust so that my tail is over like the microphone, assuming that the speaker and the microphone are in the same spot.
Okay.
And so I will wait until she sort of stops being able to hear me, hopefully,
Okay.
and start to like adjust my body on top of this thing having already given her the instructions to continue to go forward.
Okay. Go ahead and make for me a. We're gonna call this a.
Piloting?
Yeah, what?
Yeah, definitely a.
It's a
piloting
butt
check.
check. It's
A
a.
butt check.
I want to sense
Physical science?
Theory.
when it's
Athletics?
blocked by maybe I would say
You can
engineering.
make a perception check on that. That works.
Great, perfect. Okay,
When
love
is it
that. Love that
blocked?
so much. Ooh. 14 plus 7 is 21.
Nice.
Okay.
You're throwing me bones, man. You're picking the stats I'm good at. It's great.
You hear Gibbs ask these inane questions. What's the weather like? What's it like tomorrow? What was it like yesterday? What's it like in an hour? What's the atmospheric pressure on the northern continent and the southern hemisphere? Again and again, every time just kind of shift. You see slime kind of drifting behind. Then all of a sudden, Alexa doesn't answer. And Gibbs stops shifting.
I sit there.
Did you break it?
It can't hear us now. I'm blocking its microphone with my butt.
I want to say thank goodness for your butt for the first time. But seriously,
For the first time.
I'm kind of worried. Do you think we should keep going?
I can't move from this disc, but I have pretty limited helpfulness in this situation specifically. I'm more useful when you guys are in trouble, and I'm reasonably intelligent, but this isn't really anything I've ever done before, so I'm not feeling super confident. So maybe I'll just hang out outside of the prototype room until you guys decide to go in there.
Well, I don't want you to go alone.
You guys draw closer and closer. You see this green door marked prototype room. The orange line leads up to that. And Gibbs, you approach. It doesn't slow. You are covering the microphone, which is probably what it uses to sense when it bumps into things. So slowly, as you guys are talking, there comes a point where you stop because you're like a natural distance from the door, and Gibbs' head is turning, and then Gibbs, you just kind of into the wall. And this thing, you hear the wheels continue to like kind of spin in place as she does not know that she should stop.
Well, I'm here now, and here I will stay. Why don't you check in with the rest of the folks? I can't get into much trouble on top of this little disky lady.
Okay. Just don't try to move too much, and if you do, just try to move slowly.
I'm comfortable. We're good.
Okay. I'll be back quick as possible. I'm just gonna
Take your time. I'm content as a clam.
Very slowly, you can kind of feel this robot is like slowly shifting down the wall to the right, so eventually you'll end up wedged in a corner. But for right now, you're fine.
That's what I do.
There
I
you
stay on top of this suspicious robot.
It's crowd control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do what I do best and sit my ass down.
So you reach this door. You can see this green door does seem to have a keyhole, and as you try the handle, it is locked. Beyond, you can see in the gaps around the door, there seems to be a stairway that goes down. You catch up with
Time
the
to
group?
use that key.
Yeah, we're going to the loading bay, I think, and then because we don't know that they're.
Oh, so then you're
there,
across.
so
You're
we were
basically
going to the
across the
loading
narrow
bay.
part of the factory. So you guys are about 100 feet apart, opposite sides of the building.
Okay, so we could see each
Yeah.
other.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
It's 100
yeah.
feet is not that far.
Like-
You guys are. It's
Yeah.
like dimly lit.
It's like an open space.
Yeah.
too,
Oh yeah. Mostly open space with just big towers of machinery here and there.
Okay.
Can I climb up into one of the robot prototypes?
There isn't currently any prototypes present,
Okay.
also, unless they're in the prototype laboratory, which you guys haven't gotten to yet.
Okay.
Probably like entering the loading bay, finding you there.
Spice is because there's like a imprint of like a hole of a robot walking through a wall, right? That's what I'm
Not
imagining.
through the wall, so like you can see on the ground the footprints of like into the concrete.
Oh.
Not really meant for that kind of weight to walk across. It's usually wheeled across.
I'm following those footsteps back to where they originated.
Okay. So you kind of walk by Shade, and they lead back up to this huge clump of machinery designed to make these huge robots. But you don't see any kind of clues kind of in between. Nothing approached this that you could see anyways.
Okay.
We should gather the rest of the group before we continue searching.
To the prototype room.
Okay.
Onward.
A little late. Would there have been a way to record or to like download the footage
It is a little late. Do you have any kind of tool that would allow you to do that?
myself?
That's not really a tool that you could do.
I beg to differ.
Oh.
We
I
got
think you
data
need to
over
level
here.
it up a little bit to get that particular attachment.
Yeah. Okay.
I think you have to be at least level 18 for that.
That's why I didn't like think about it, and then I was like, wait, if I had just recorded this.
Yeah, but I mean, you know what you could do? You could take a really crappy video on your comms device.
Right.
Yeah, you could do that.
Like
Well,
a video
there,
on video.
there's
Yeah,
no
it would be
like,
really crappy.
there's no like, oh, like eject the disc or
VHS.
something. Yeah. like,
No,
pop
this
out
is
the
probably
cassette.
a solid state drive. You know, that's
Okay.
like almost universal at this point.
So the
and actually
files are
kind of-
in the computer.
Yeah, so like solid state is actually kind of old hat at this point. We're using
Right.
quantum computing across a wide
Right.
variety. of
Solid
applications.
state is for CCTV bullshit.
It's for like Game Boys and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Game guys.
Game
Like,
guys.
Game
Yeah.
Sorry.
Game guys.
I think like the exocortex has it like later on.
Yeah, I think you're right. Or it's like a sub thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I think probably make our way toward the prototype lab.
You guys just about 80 feet away, you see Gibbs on top of the Siri unit just into the wall.
Do I see them coming
You
towards
hear
the
footsteps and turning the approach, yeah.
Is that the same one that was on the footage?
Certainly.
So it's like this is the only one.
You haven't seen another one.
Okay.
Guys! Over here, it's me, Bubs!
Yep. We know who you are.
Oh.
Thanks.
Yeah, sorry.
It's Adam.
Oh, well, you guys can still call me Bubs. I mean, if we're just, like, hanging out around each other. I mean, like, I don't know, Gibbs gave me some really good advice, and
This is not the time for
Oh.
that. I do not care.
sorry. You're right.
There's like a charred corpse about 80 feet away.
What? I can't hear you. Can you come over here?
What?
I'm on the lady, so she can't hear us.
Gibbs is like facing the wall, turned around to talk to you.
Can I like try to hack into the Siri to get Gibbs to not have to
Certainly try, yeah.
shove her butt in the
So you walk
microphone?
over to Gibbs, you see the tail wrapped around the outside of the Siri unit, and you pretty quickly get a sense for what's happening. If you want, you can make a computer's check to see if there's any countermeasures.
Yeah, of course I do.
Oh, watch it. That's my tail.
Could you kind of like?
I'm just imagining like your fingers
gesture.
like real close to her butt.
I'm like, could you,
Right
It's like a
here.
little flash
Excuse me,
drive.
sir.
computers, dirty 20.
Dirty 20. As you approach, you kind of begin the opening steps to potentially hack this device. You look for countermeasures. You don't find any, with the exception being there is a strong firewall to this device. No other active countermeasures, though.
Okay. I will attempt to bypass
Good.
the
make a computer's check.
firewall. 15.
You take some time, really unnerved by the fact that your face is perilously close to Gibbs' butt.
You do have nice eyes, though.
Gibbs,
looking
Gibbs
over
because
your
of the
own ass.
flexibility, is like turned, yeah, all the way turned. You know, like how mice can kind of like turn really far. It's kind of
Cats.
like that. Yeah, any kind of animal, really. Oh, we got really unlucky. But yeah, turn all the way around talking to you. With that, you spend some time, and you cannot bypass that. There is no reaction from this unit from that. You don't have any kind of like security response, but certainly built to withstand an attempt like that.
Can I take 20?
If you want to truly take 20,
Does
yeah,
it
you sure can.
Take 20 full minutes?
That's what take 20 means. It doesn't mean like take 20 and then, you know, that's 10 minutes.
Take 20. Give me a natural 20.
Yeah.
We're good.
I will take that 20 from you with no consequence. Yeah, I guess. Sorry, you're stuck there.
I was sort of planning on that. Did you find anything in the
Yes.
camera box?
Yes.
Yeah, what? Don't worry, she can't hear us.
Well, the footage seems to indicate that one of the ordnate bots was activated on the floor and proceeded to destroy everything and loaded a few materials and then list them off onto a loading truck which was already in the bay before itself getting into the back of the truck, which drove off.
So this seems like real
There was
high-tech
also
crime.
an android on one of the cameras who muttered something into his wrist communicator. Paraphrasing, I don't understand. This isn't what I thought. This isn't how to surprise her. And then blank. The receptionist was killed. A
Yeah.
red-haired man was killed attempting to get the receptionist to leave the front desk. A Shiren was incinerated upon activation of the ordnate bot, and the Siri was completing tasks throughout that time and may have, whether intentionally or unintentionally, activated the ordnate bot.
Well, we know there's no dead android because we haven't seen a corpse with a bunch of wires and stuff. I've only seen corpse with proper blood vessels. No offense.
Most androids are biosynthetic, so wires is more of a robotics.
You couldn't really tell if it was missing its head, yeah?
Wait, so you're flesh and blood underneath all that chromey stuff?
Oh, Gibbs. Being insensitive.
Am I? I haven't.
I do not care.
It's could.
Vice is like jiggling on the door while you guys are like conversing.
Can't we go to the prototype lab?
Are you? Do you have? Are any of those dead androids?
Were any of them the dead android?
As far as you could tell, no.
Not that I could identify, no. I have a key.
Spice like, okay,
Well
so
then.
Spice like
Spice.
snatches the door or the key
So-
from behind her and opens it.
I'll do a scan
Guarded.
of the 30 feet in front of the door for life forms.
Sure. You make a scan 30 feet as Spice kind of takes the key and jams it in, opens the door. You see a stairway beyond, and your scan for the 30 feet all around. You see like a few insects outside, nothing major. You see your party members. Anything alive, anything organic seems to be gone.
Some of the fungus that's on Gibbs is probably given a little bit of a glow.
I feel like at some point you've grown used to it and kind of accounted for it with your scan. So there's like a color coded where it's like, don't worry about that. That's
Filter
Gibbs.
that
Yeah.
one's colony.
Yeah.
Filter out these frequencies. That's
Yeah.
the Gibbs zone.
Yeah, it's part of like the
Something-
friend foe indicator.
Yeah.
Something tells me what's going to kill us down here is not going to be alive.
Well, what killed all
It's
these
gonna be
people wasn't alive.
electromechanicals.
Kill
Yes,
us!
this is a robotics manufacturing laboratory.
This is serious shit.
Not for us. All we need to figure out is who did it, and we sort of already did.
Gibbs, one of those prototypes could liquefy us
They could liquefy you.
instantly.
Oh, guys,
They could
I'm getting a little spooked here.
realistically liquefy all of us and the entire building.
Spice, are you going down the stairs?
Why don't we move on?
Yeah, well, what do I see in the prototype room?
So you just see like a steel staircase that goes down. And then you see a hallway open up beyond, but at the angle that it goes down, you need to walk down at least halfway to see. what's
Okay, I'm
going
gonna guarded step
Okay.
down.
Sure.
I also will guarded step down, and I will say, I suggest we exercise caution. There was no footage
Should I
beyond
come?
this point. We should, at this juncture, stay together, given that anything beyond this point is not on security cameras. And is
Alexa.
likely also things that they would be willing to guard.
Move your toe.
Wait, Guys, should we bring the Alexa, or maybe we should do something with it?
No,
We
I
should
think,
leave the Alexa.
Well, she's gonna want to come with us everywhere, isn't she?
Wait,
No, she can't do stairs.
She's a
It's
Roomba.
Guys,
It's a Roomba with little wheels. It
I
can't
have
do
an idea.
stairs.
I'm gonna
if
go to
Gibbs
the-
gets off, I'm just gonna pick it up and flip
That's
it.
what I was
down.
gonna do. Little turtle.
I'm gonna say to the Alexa, Alexa, could you do something else?
So as the two of you pick up this Alexa, you say, Alexa, can you do something else? And you just hear, what would you like me to do for you? As it just gets flipped over and, what would you like me to do for you? Against the ground.
Alexa, I want you to say, Alexa, ask me a question. Then I'm gonna wait 3 seconds.
Okay.
Alexa, please say.
So Alexa says, ask me a question.
Oh, she omits her own name.
Alexa, could you please recite the digits of pi to the very end?
Oh, good.
Oh my god.
Great.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
3.145, whatever, that's all I got.
All
No,
the
but
way,
all of
the
them. She
whole
does
thing.
it all, right?
She'll go to 100 digits. Yeah, that's pretty much the most that she can do.
I was
At that
trying
point,
to
it will end.
get into a paradox.
Yeah, I heard.
It's a good idea. It's probably not a smart enough machine for that. truthfully.
Alexa, go to sleep.
Goodbye.
Great.
Doo-doo-doo. It's upside down.
I think we've neutralized this potential suspect.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Super fancy computer man.
Turning and walking down the stairs carefully.
You walk down the stairs. You walk by a spice. Oh no,
Probably
you guys are
not.
guarded step down. Right?
Yeah.
What's
Guarding our
guarded step
steps.
mean?
It's
Is that a thing?
be careful, walking carefully.
Walking.
5 feet per movement, and you don't provoke attacks of opportunity.
So yeah, this is like your classic. Like we're gonna creep down the stairs.
Yeah.
Oh. So wait, I can do it. It's
Or
not a
creepy
class
crawling.
thing. It's like
no,
any-
it's like
Yeah, you
a
can do it.
regular
Yeah.
standard move action.
Okay.
I'll probably do it too.
You all begin to guardedly step down the stairs. You descend these steel stairs and see in the space the walls and ceilings here are concrete with green stripes painted along the wall, kind of right above the floor, almost like directionally. You can see a sign in steel bolted to the wall that reads prototype equipment ahead. No recording is permitted beyond this point. Please disable any Bluetooth or wireless connections. Please disable personal comms devices. Please turn biological organic components to standby mode. Electronics with an EM resistance level of fire higher may be utilized with administrator clearance. That is all it says. 20 feet down, you see a vault door with a retinal scanner and a keycard access on opposite sides.
Alexa wouldn't help us.
Were there any eyeballs still in the humans?
You remember very distinctly.
There was
Very
like half
distinctly.
of
You
the
imagine
body.
probably you will never forget the moment that Gibbs muttered something, smeared something across the corpse, and the eyes back up into the skull.
Right.
Oh,
Yes.
we need those then, right? Is that what I'm hearing?
Well,
Do you have the eyeballs, Gibbs?
I can
Given-
get them in like a hop, skip, and a jump away.
if that body is someone who had administrative access, they may not have
And
access
in your
to this.
time reading through, you would remember that email address associated with an administrator. Certainly.
That was Carla. Oh, that was Carla. I run upstairs, not guarded, stepping.
Up the stairs, kind of like scrabbling along, losing their footing, but like tearing around the corner.
The sound of like animals.
Yeah.
Yeah,
screaming
exactly.
and
It's
steel.
exactly
The sound
Yeah.
of my
It's a
cats
dog on hardwood
upstairs
floor.
when I'm sitting downstairs
Yes.
and I hear
Exactly. And Gibbs, you go up, you kind of like scrabble through the pants. You open like a Velcro pocket. It's like a cargo pant, and you pull out a little key card. You see the face of Carla, same face that you would have seen on that security camera, kind of cowering and terrified, although smiling and happy.
And I get the eyeball.
You go over to the other thing. You see the split skull, and you kind of snap the eyeball away and bring it down with you.
Great. So now I have the key card and the eyeball.
Yes, you do.
I will take the key card.
I hold the eyeball up to the retinal scanner.
So at the same time, key card, eyeball, and in that moment you just hear dun, dun, and the door open.
I'm gonna offer Gibbs a hand sanitizer wipe.
I put the hand sanitizer wipe and the eyeball, uncork my bottle, put them in the bottle. They sizzle away.
Wow, that's good.
That's not. For,
Hopefully we don't need. Well, she's got one more eye if we need the other one, but this one's now gone now.
The key card should suffice.
As the door opens, you see Spice holding her weapon, the cigarette like right down to the end and just going to drop out of her mouth. And through the door, you can see there is, excuse me, what looks like a little laboratory suite. There's a main floor with a raised L-shaped walkway around the back of it, with several computer terminals, lab benches that are set up. The main floor features a single workbench with a padded case, now empty in the middle. Shade, you would recognize sized for a computer core.
So, seems like that's what they took.
Perhaps.
Okay.
Dozens of cables are coiled like snakes around the central table, like something was unplugged. On one workbench above, you can see what looks like maybe some kind of a weapon. On another, you see a small device. And then on a third, you can see what looks like a whole bunch of documents scattered across. A few drafting tools. That is kind of what you see. There are no windows, but you do see a large monitor kind of off on a side wall, opposite that table with the core on it. Perhaps like a really big monitor for a terminal. Right now there is a slideshow playing, like a screensaver. You see a family, a little human boy on Mars, perhaps, red background behind, with a man has kind of the same eyes as this kid. You see a small corgi wearing a superhero outfit.
Aww.
You see a crayon drawing of a small boy with the simplistic words, Mother May I, written in blue crayon. A little cartoon dog drawn.
Is it the corgi?
Huh?
Is the cartoon a cartoon of the corgi?
It is a corgi, yes. This kid seems to really want a corgi.
Is there any colors on the crane?
To the what?
On the crane? Or
Crayon.
just white?
It's
Crayon.
Oh, crayon.
Yes.
Okay.
But for what it is worth, it is a blue, red, and yellow primarily drawing. You see somebody in like a much more adult handwriting has written in parentheses, from Mateo. The next image that you see is a beautiful simulated sunset with a woman and the man from before in Hawaiian shirts.
The red-haired man?
No, this seems to be
Oh,
somebody
the guy
different.
from
Probably
from
like
the
a
other
spouse.
slides.
It's probably like
Okay.
a spouse, yeah. That woman seems to be perhaps a Harbinger employee.
Not anyone that we have seen, though.
Not yet, no.
Okay.
You didn't see this
Gandalf?
person on the cameras.
Uh,
Pardon me?
Never.
Gandalf?
I'm gonna say to my friends, guys, Mateo, that was the guy who was, when you told us, Bess, about, Jacinto, about how he was the guy who was, in charge at one point.
Yes, precisely.
Isn't he,
I
like,
think
not in charge anymore? Like super old and, like, dead, maybe?
Or this is from when
doesn't look like.
he was a kid. So this is his dad's screensaver, right? Because it was the drawing that had from Mateo in parentheses on it.
Yes. Also, you may not have been able to hear, but that corpse up at the front, what it did say was something about Mateo.
I thought it was a language I could understand.
No.
Oh.
So, Gibbs, what I will give you here.
Oh, I thought it was. I literally was like, "That's an alien
I
language."
thought it said
No, no.
material. But
I
it
thought
was
it
like,
said-
military lasers.
Please, yeah, that's
It
what I heard.
wants Mateo.
It wants Mateo.
Oh, I relay all the information I got from the corpse.
Child.
Oh, that makes sense.
I talked to the
kids.
dead guy. Yes.
So is it
What makes sense?
blackmail?
This was like the sample of what it could do, and now it's gonna go get Mateo. We should text the person and tell them to protect him with bodyguards and things.
Yeah, yeah, we should do that.
I
We
text
can-
our
we should-
contact,
We should
The
wait
coral
until
person.
we finish our investigation.
Finn, Harbinger, yes, and I text him.
I'm
Not-
gonna like
no
try
one-
to put my hand on Gibbs to be
Okay.
like, we should finish our investigation before we jump to any conclusions.
What if we tip them off?
The prototype's already left,
What if
right?
he's in danger
Yes, the
now?
prototype has already left. If he's
Yeah.
in danger, that's of no consequence to our mission.
But we'll make less money if he dies.
He's not our employer currently.
You. What? This is a. Who are you? You want to kill Thaddeus and now you're willing to kill a small child?
I'm not willing to kill a small child. We know that Mateo is this employee of Jacinto. Jacinto is not currently our employer.
You could only
They're
have
currently
one person
working-
with this one name. You know, like there's no possible way there's two people that share a name.
We're currently working for Harbinger.
Well, why don't you see what information you can get from all of this other stuff scattered around?
Well,
I'm
isn't the
only
bounty the
suggesting
robot?
that we.
The bounty is the information regarding the robot.
I'm only suggesting we don't jump to any conclusions and give information to our employers before we know all of the facts.
I mean, that kind of makes sense, I think.
I know it does.
Well, here, I'll look at these papers and you can look at the computers. I can't really reach that keyboard.
I'm gonna go check where I am guessing that the computer core was plugged in, and then check presumably the terminal that it's connected to is where the big monitor is, and
Yes.
see check that whole thing out and try to get any more information about what that computer core was and why they would have tried to steal it.
Going over to that station, as you get close to where that core was, you see that there is a label on the opposite side. Advanced Combat Logistics Computer. It was carefully unplugged. There is definitely a rhyme and reason to the way that the cords are coiled around this, so remove with care. You look over at this monitor, you see it is plugged into a terminal, and as you examine it closer, your foot kind of taps the desk and the screensaver goes away. You can see a password prompt.
I've got this, and I try to hack the password.
Sure, go ahead and make a computer start.
It's
I'm gonna
probably
go-
just Mateo and his birth date. Because my password's always my favorite relative at the time, and then I just pick, like, their birth date, you know?
So
But I've got a lot of relatives, so I can have a lot a passwords.
So while Gibbs is prattling off, I got a 29, and I'm like,
Nice.
29.
noted.
With a 29, no problem. You hack past this very easy password thing. You kind of go and bring up some easily exploitable things that you know about to get through like a corporate password prompt. That's no problem for you.
Log in as admin.
Yeah, right.
Change password.
Password.
You see there is a node available to you. This node seems to branch off into 3 other nodes, and so as you examine it, you see one is labeled emails. That seems to be the least secure. The next one is labeled research notes. That seems to be slightly
Games.
more secure. And then there is
Yeah,
another
like
one,
this.
the most secure node of them all, that just says private.
It's his
I think we should go
nudes.
for the private. Gibbs. So another check.
Yep, computer check.
While this is happening, I'm gonna check out the rest of the room, like the other prototype
make a
weaponry
perception
and
check,
stuff.
28.
28.
See if there's anything else that's like missing.
Nice
Yes,
job.
you needed a 28.
Nice.
Wow.
So-
Holy shit.
Suddenly, as you go, you see the private thing, and you're like, I want it all. You begin to kind of manipulate the programs, and you can see the architecture of this almost transposed over the screen. If you think of that really bullshit Jurassic Park thing where it zooms in on the different like data stacks, for you it is almost like
in.
this thing that you can visualize. Other
That's
people
my
see
line.
code, but you see it in 3 dimensions.
I'm in.
You pull it apart, yeah, and you are in. You are balls deep in this machine,
Oh.
metaphorically.
Yeah.
You can access all of those nodes. Which would you like to access first?
Private.
Go for that juicy shit.
Private.
Let's see it naked.
A bunch of interspecies porn.
You
Print
access
to printer.
private, and there is a single email. It is from Dan Fukumoto, which is Dan the Great 03 at infosphere.galaxy, to Elise Fukumoto, Fukumoto E at harbinger.robo. Subject, Mateo wanted me to send you this. You see the text says, Hi, El. Mateo desperately wanted me to send you his latest petition to get a snake. I don't want one at all. Remember, this is Mateo doing it with no coaching from me. And there's a little video attached.
Open the video, I say.
The video opens. You see a boy, about 3, the same boy from that picture in the slideshow going by, holding up a drawing of a poorly drawn snake that just says, Mother May I. And you see a little Mateo with the backwards E drawn in crayon.
A snake that ate
Is
an
it
elephant.
possible to do a sense motive check? I
Go for
feel
it.
like there might be a code here.
Sure, yeah.
Is it Mother May I?
I think it's Mateo's actually like a creepy shining child.
Is this perception or
No, this would be
or
sense motive.
sense motive? Yeah, I just said that.
Yeah.
My perception
Right.
was a 23.
Okay,
So this would be a 15.
a 15. This seems to be a private email sent to a company computer. And so for that reason, and the fact that it is very personal, probably why it is so privately guarded, so much guarded. For her, this is very personal. Not really important for the corporation, necessarily. But you think about what Gibbs said about Mateo probably being the password to this computer. Very likely. It was a 5-character password.
Killing it.
The smartest of us all.
With that
Sense
role
motive
and
is
kind
the
of
other
thinking
half.
about the sense motive, though, there is something weird about the shape of this room. And as you turn around, you can see whatever was hooked up to this combat computer, whatever was plugged in there, it had a camera attached to it, kind of pointed at this terminal. And you see the chair pulled up to the terminal could swivel and looking at the floor. It looks like it went back and forth, almost as if this researcher was interacting with this machine, and maybe the machine interacting back. You've heard of people trying to create really complex virtual intelligences that can kind of think on their own. Everybody always attempting to find the holy grail of artificial intelligence. But yeah, androids are a very different thing. But yeah, this seems like maybe a robotics project of that nature. You don't sense a code in this email.
Must be in the research folder.
You kind of click up. You see a series of notes that dictate research into a VI core, capable of improving upon itself, allowing for a subscription-based upgrade to existing cores with new software. She's frequently pleased with small, stable successes, but seems to face pressure from the outside for rapid advancement. You scroll up, kind of thinking about that to the emails. And with that in mind, and with that check, you find a few that are very important. You see one from somebody named Yellen Bjek, which is BJELKY at harbinger.robo, if that matters. From Elise Fukumoto, who you're starting to gather is the person who owned this computer and the woman in that photo. Hello, Elise. Rest assured that I understand both your team and your concerns about removing the adaptive learning limiter, but we've already taken the necessary precautions and removed the prototype lab from both the external and internal networks. It runs in a closed loop, so even if there are any problems, deal with them. This is the 3rd delay we've had. The next time an extension is needed, I need documentation as to logistical reasoning, or we need to start thinking about corrective actions. Thanks. Yellen Bjelk, CIO, Harbinger Robotics. The other email that is kind of pertaining to the things that you've read is from somebody named Fabiana Weiss. This is subject re-interchangeability in VI cores. And you see this seems to be something... Hi, Elise. I hope Mateo and Dan are good. I walked by your... Excuse me. I walked by your computer and saw your screensaver. Teo's so big now. Anyways, I looked into it. You're absolutely spot on. We can probably change out the VI cores of literally every medium-sized unit. Pretty much going up to gargantuan with only one minor alteration. And actually, the Lightbringer 2.0 core we rolled out in 2023 has gone into almost every design. Wild to think about military cores and civilian robotics, huh? Should we tell somebody about this? Fabiana. No response. One of the later emails received.
Did I find
Inside
anything?
the computer.
Yeah. So, as you were kind of looking through Vess's typing, you begin to examine these various tables. And Gibbs, you're looking at the paper one?
Yeah, I'll do paper.
Make a
I'll probably
perception check.
assist her too.
Okay, so you guys can make a perception check for that. Yours was a 23.
Yes.
You go to one of these workbenches, you see a little machine, and so interesting to you. You want to see if maybe it's related to this core. You go up, kind of climbing the stairs to the L-shaped raised level, and you see what looks like like a little, like a pyramid almost of metal, with a slightly rounded bottom, little speaker kind of coming out. And you see documentation around it. This is a white noise generator. You can see elements kind of going into designing this. Just sort of, a standard white noise generator. Maybe being improved upon for some reason. You move on to the next table, the one with the weapon on it. And you can see there is documentation around this, a prototype gravity pistol. On the third, which you are looking at, what did you roll?
I got 22.
22?
Yeah.
17.
Okay, not bad. The two of you spread out the papers and you can see designs. There was probably a weapon here as well. The designs here with that check, I'll say, they look like a weapon, almost like a cannon, with dual metal rails that are electromagnified to pass something through at an accelerated rate. A rail cannon. As you look at that, you would remember somebody said something about rail spikes being loaded into that truck. Interesting. That is kind of what you find around the room. That pistol is there on the table.
I'm gonna grab it and look at it, like, check it out better.
Wow. So prepped.
Done with this.
I know all this now. That is what you find.
Awesome. Yeah, I think I'll probably keep it. Why not?
On that note, just really quickly, the needler pistol that I got in the first session, is that like a standard one?
Yeah.
Just the regular? Okay.
Yeah.
I have the stats for it if you want to actually, because that's the same as mine.
No,
and
that's I have the
Well,
stats
no,
for
this
the
one
doesn't
standard
do
one. I
any
was just
damage.
like
Making sure it's the
Yeah.
making sure
one.
it's
Yeah.
the right, because there's
Because you have all my
tactical,
darts.
and I need them.
Does this...
Hey guys, they were working on a rail cannon.
Oh wow,
It's like something to shoot trains.
I didn't get to that part. That's so cool.
I believe the rail is the mechanism by which the ammunition fires.
They load it with trains. Takes a train to shoot it.
I think he's right.
Was that potentially the case that they had that wasn't the core? Piecing these
without
things
even
together.
a check, yeah, I'll say piecing it together, it seems as if they probably took the core, they probably took this rail cannon, they probably took a number of other robotics units, and made their way off towards Carfay.
Okay, towards Carfay.
Wait, so what did you find out, Tiki Tacky over there?
Can I access, like, the interwebs and try to find any information on Elisa?
Interestingly, you cannot. This factory
Oh,
was
'cause
very
it's-
specifically removed
right.
from the infosphere to keep things from leaking out.
Right.
What did you find, Bess? Yeah.
Not much. We know that. Well,
You tell us everything.
yes.
Cast
Yeah.
recap.
Quick,
Excellent.
quick recap.
Bess, that.
So,
Oh, go ahead.
I,
What you said about that video, was there a date on it when it was captured?
Yeah, it was captured about 9 days ago, which lines up with what they had stated in terms of these events happening.
So she got an email and triggered this whole thing. And Mateo is the AI, right? That's what everyone got from this? Mateo, small child, is the AI.
Aren't these human parents?
Yeah, but they're
What?
removing adapted learning limits. That sounds like a...
That
Thing.
sounds like virtual intelligence.
they were
Right.
talking about computer cores, not a human child.
Military computer cores, though. Military, they have really no concern about what they do. I know how that is.
That's every corporation, though.
Well, I think we can at least confirm that they've taken the rail cannon prototype as well as the computer core that was housing whatever the virtual intelligence programming was that they had taken the limiters off of,
Wait,
which
someone's...
may have been able to take over one of the
Their comms
ornament
units
bots.
are ringing.
Down here? I thought this was the leaded basement. Who is it?
It doesn't connect to the infosphere, but it does connect. Your comm units are connected to the ship,
Oh, okay.
and so there are certain things that are you can kind of directly
got
transmit.
Peep?
Peep?
So
He wants my most recent selfie?
Why did I get a picture of your butthole?
Comes into focus.
From
You can
someone
see,
named Alexa?
even for Peep, he looks kind of visibly nervous. And he says, guys, I know you probably signed the NDA already, but, and the screen kind of flickers, and suddenly a newscast appears. You see a pale man sweating in a blue suit, slick-backed brown hair, somewhat sooty. He holds a microphone close. A scene of mayhem unfolding in Uptown Carfay as a group of armed robots, presumably at the behest of some other operator, have stormed the Battle Bunker Laser Zone, while Elise Fukumoto, employed at the nearby Harbinger Robotics factory, celebrated her son Mateo's birthday. 6 children, along with Elise, her son, and a Battle Bunker employee, are all currently hostage. The screen flickers again. You see an older gentleman, kind of like a big Super Mario kind of mustache, but gray hair. You see spectacles, a little sheriff badge pinned on a black vest.
Nice.
He says, "We don't have the resources to step in. Harbinger Robotics is helping out, but if there's anyone out there, private contractor, bounty hunter, additional law-keeping forces that can help for the destruction or capture of the robotic entities and their controller, along with liberation of the innocent hostages, the Carfay Sheriff Department will award a $25,000 credit bounty." That's so hard to yell.
Should we go?
Let's go now.
Peep reappears. Okay. By the universe. Get to the ship. You guys can deal with this, right?
Right.
We need to get uptown now. Go.
There's no, like...
He
I'm
disappears.
imagining these robots look like mech suits. So
You haven't seen, really, aside from the one that
That walked away on
Security
its own?
footage.
As we're running, I'm gonna say to the group, if this message went out to everyone, do you think the other bounty hunters, maybe Jimmy 12 Toes, heard that? 12 Toes.
I don't care. I'm at the gift shop. I'm grabbing all the things that they said I could get in my little cargo vest.
Make a just flat dexterity check as you run out.
Yeah, I think
3.
Nice.
Please give me 1.
you get one of those like sticky hands that you
The worst
slap.
one.
Oh my
things.
As
God,
you run out,
fun.
everybody kind of running and shifting by you. You brush the ash away, and you find a tiny little blue disc. And it is a miniaturized version of the synthetic
Alexa?
interactive robotic interface.
Alexa.
The
Wow.
Siri that is named Alexa.
Baby Siri.
Kind of
Baby
brush off the
Siri.
curtain. You have that.
This is not the time.
I'm going to grab the Siri. It's how big is it?
It's pretty big. It's about 50 pounds and about this wide across.
But I could like carry it fairly easily.
Can
Yeah.
I help carry
Yeah,
Siri?
between the two of you, no problem. You don't even get
Us
shot.
to the ship.
So you pick it up and begin to run to the ship.
She's been working out after carrying the prototype before.
Yeah, no,
Feeling
absolutely.
strong.
Yeah, you're feeling great. So the two, after having like the recovery time and the drift, yeah, you feel great. So you guys take this thing and begin to run. You run with the prototype, all of you kind of across the territory and back to the ship. You board one after the other.
I have a. I am a street rat themed.
Yeah.
Can I do a culture check into the criminal organizations of Carfay?
Yeah, go for it.
You have a -5 DC. And I roll
I'm gonna start the ship up.
Sure.
a 15.
A 15. Okay.
Yes. Well,
You've never been to this planet.
that was-
And perhaps for that reason, you don't know a ton about it. Shade, you begin to power up the engines here.
Buckling next to you
Okay.
with my little mini Alexa in hand.
What you do know is because of the sort of supposed lack of crime, it literally is in all of Carfay, which is not a small. It's not really a city. It's a very, very large town. It's an uncommonly low number of law-keeping forces: a sheriff, 2 deputies. So not a lot of crime here. You begin kind of taking off and lifting away. You see some of these large robots shifting, turning the laser's attention to follow. Yeah.
While I'm taking off, can I simultaneously be accessing the infosphere to try and find information about Elise and also see if I can figure out anything about that android that I saw on the security camera?
Sure. You pull up, kind of going away. Elise Fukumoto is fairly well known, and so even a cursory kind of infosphere search gives, for anybody else in the cockpit, you see on the glass suddenly this kind of image, like different pages open up. You can see a visage page for Elise Fukumoto. She was the lead designer at Harbinger 14. She has degrees in advanced robotics, wrote a thesis on virtual intelligence and the limits that are important to observe around them. You can see she has a son named Mateo, and actually, go ahead and make a computers check. Or actually, you can take 20.
And a
It's going to
husband
take you
named
like
Dan,
20
right?
hours there. Yes, and a husband named Dan.
I'll roll it just for the sake of
Sure.
rolling it, but okay. It was a 25.
Okay. So very quickly, the second thing that you kind of pop open is a digital invitation to laser tag for Mateo's 8th birthday, I believe it is.
Damn. I got invited?
You did not get invited, but you
Aw.
kind of pull up on Visage page, like one of those kind of open
Like
invites,
event
but like you have
page,
to
yeah.
RSVP and stuff. Not a lot of people RSVP'd for what it's worth, but you know,
Damn.
there seems to be maybe 7
Like
or 8
six?
people there.
Like
Probably
six.
six.
Probably the 6 who were being held hostage. I guess that it explains why no one wanted to go.
You pull all this information up, and then you begin to look for this android. Tough. But with a role like that, you kind of use the digitalized intelligence to really begin to kind of narrow down what you know. You search only Carfe. You search only like the local area people who work for this company.
Yeah, probably started like the employee page of Harbinger's website or something.
Yeah, no problem.
Worked my way from there.
That is an android named Steve.
Oh my god.
He worked for Harbinger Robotics. He worked as a janitor there and cleaned up and did various things. And for a moment, when you kind of bring that up, you think about the fact that you directly accessed Alexa, using your robotic interface. If this janitor had access to the prototype lab, able to kind of clean things out, access to the computers, would have access to everything, could easily kind of manipulate the cores in the way that you've seen them kind of manipulated.
I believe I've narrowed down this onto
The
the comms for the
suspect.
people who aren't in the cockpit. Be like, I believe I've narrowed down the suspect for, and then like project onto all the screens that people
Steve,
can
huh?
see. Steve.
Even like the
android.
little bathroom lock that normally says occupied or locked suddenly turns into that view.
Like, this was the android that we saw in the security footage. I believe that he was probably able to access anywhere within the facilities via the Siri device, and used that to gain access to the override controls for the ordinate bots. But I believe that he did not intend to cause as much destruction.
What do you think his intentions were then?
I have a feeling that it may have something to do with Elise personally.
Suddenly, the high importance or high priority comms channel rings. You don't
Hello?
recognize the person, but as you kind of access and pick it up, you see that sheriff from before, from the newscast. He looks a little frantic, and he looks around, kind of seeing all of these different. It's all of your different places, kind of.
It's like
smushed
we all
into
just
one
entered a
screen.
Zoom call.
Yeah, basically
Yeah.
that's what happens. But he's seeing, because of the way that you have it set up right now, like 30 screens, all the screens that are displaying this.
I would cut them as soon as you.
So you just see one after another. You guys get a little bigger, a little bigger, a little bigger. Excuse me. You see this individual say, "Sheriff Yulo here. This is Mosaic Team 5.
Yes, it
Correct.
is.
All right, okay, so your operations coordinator fellow, the little mouse guy, no offense, he said that you guys might be able to help, but you need to act fast.
We are on
Yes,
route.
we can.
All right, so we've got 7 kids, 2 adults held hostage in the laser tag place. The windows are all blacked out because it's a black light building, right? There is a loading bay style door in the back that you could get through, but I would recommend going in through the skylights. They're blacked out, but I'm sure you could figure out some way around that. There's going to be a lot of noise. Just in general, just be aware of that. And the kids are still inside. From what we know, it seems like they're still playing laser tag. So you have that to deal with. If you guys are able to do this, just please go fast.
We're on it, Sheriff.
But see, the image just terminates.
Should we?
All right, to the laser tag palace.
Hit it.
Pew pew.
I
We've got children
I'm
to
already
protect.
hitting it. I've been hitting it since we got on the ship.
Whatever
You hit
lever
a little
he's...
extra, and
I
Nice.
get my
Take
pinky
off.
real up in the ship.
Nice.
Nice.
okay. So
I got the
you-
baby Siri.
Yeah.
Isn't it cute?
Oh, you do. You have both series now.
Baby mama, seriously.
That's not a wafer. That's my best friend now.
You come up upon the city. You see the same city that you passed over as you came into the atmosphere here. Buildings kind of whir by below you. And then you see a ring of cars. You see some of these giant robots kind of creating a perimeter. And then you see the battle zone laser tag arena. Many, kind of almost like a sky or a greenhouse kind of ceiling, but blacked out. With
Yeah.
paint. You can see blacked out windows. And as you land, if you want, there is space to land on the roof.
Yeah, duh, we gotta go to the spot.
Would landing on the
right?
roof be loud and like alert everyone there to our presence?
You has Shade ever been to a laser tag arena?
Probably not in this iteration.
Okay. So even kind of going low and close, even from outside, you can hear this like beat and music. It's probably really loud.
Okay, so we can safely land on top and not have everyone inside be like, holy shit, something's on the roof.
Provided you don't land on the skylights, absolutely.
I can do that. I'm good at piloting.
Make a piloting check as you begin to descend.
As
I say about to roll a
as he does
natural
that,
one.
I'm gonna look to see if there's any like rope on the ship or something. Like maybe tie together some bed sheets, like sleep over, sneak out of the window
To, like,
style.
drop down. I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. Okay, yeah, no problem. You begin to like grab bed sheets and towels.
Yeah,
It was a
perfect.
31.
31.
31. I didn't even know we could go that high.
You take the ship, you begin
That's
to kind of drop.
The only thing
low
I
and
can do
low,
that high.
And then you spin right at the last second, and the legs all kind of just go over the top of the skylight and land between them.
Like a
As the
glove.
ramp opens, you can see skylights on either side. The ramp right down perfectly between them.
Like a glove.
You
I
hear
don't say
at this
that.
point, even through the building, this music kind of going loud. And every now and then you can hear the sound of these little kind of lasers going.
Pew, pew,
Yeah,
pew,
exactly.
pew,
You
pew.
guys can make this sound.
No fair, you didn't get me. I got you, bitch.
Yeah, my gun's not working.
You don't hear kids from this distance. The music probably too loud. You
I
can
guess-
hear at this distance sirens. You can hear like in the distance press and people kind of all gathered around. But you do have a little bit of space to work.
Okay. Did the people outside see our ship landing?
Certainly,
Yeah.
yeah. So like from all the press, there was like a series of kind of camera flashes going off for sure.
It's like waves with sunglasses from the inside of,
Of
our
this
ship.
spaceship, nobody sees you.
Advertising.
I'm gonna have my helmet on
Okay.
for this.
Yeah, so you gear all up. For
Yeah.
that, no worries.
Everyone, we should be aware that we are going to be facing public scrutiny depending on how we do.
Doesn't matter. Kids are
Smile.
involved.
It
I
does.
scramble down the ramp
It does matter.
and I
Phases to stun. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm with
go up to
Gibbs.
the glass,
Okay.
the skylight glass, and I use my long Yosoki nails to like scream.
Sure. Go ahead and make. That's gonna be a. One of the problems with Starfinder is I'm still working on remembering
Oops.
all the skills. Let's call that a piloting check. Sleight of hand.
Sure. Oh no.
Damn.
3.
No.
So you kind of break the glass. It shatters inwards, and you can see black light. You see all these little obstacles, mirrors all over the place, reflecting what looks like little disco ball projectors in all the corners. So these streams of lights are going everywhere. You see like a little kid kind of down one of the hallways and slide across. There's sawdust on the floor, so you can like slide without like hurting yourself. You hear like the little sounds of lasers and things of that nature. But let me just give you a better visual perspective.
Oh, nice.
Yay!
Are we breaking anytime soon?
You're gonna break in probably about 20 minutes. Just 1 second.
Now we're in this little ship.
Yeah,
Little
it's
ship.
A tiny one.
We're gonna be flying in here.
That tiny one is the camera.
Oh, the camera's not even on. I'm just looking like a fool. What else is new?
Oh, careful, careful. You don't want to knock it out of his hands and it goes everywhere.
We're up here, but we're bigger.
Yeah, there we go. All right.
Very
Wow,
cool.
fun! Oh my lord.
Oh, look,
I get
there's a
to do that?
motor.
Alrighty, so
Oh, yeah.
you guys can kind of see, or at least Gibbs, looking down, almost like blinded by a
It
little
was like
red laser
really-
that reflects off a
I
mirror.
was like, I'll just grab the phone. He was like, it was not.
You guys can see down an array of old-fashioned servers that have been repurposed for this purpose. You can see like crates, storage crates, little what look like giant barrels that at one point probably housed fuel. Now all cleaned out and repurposed. You see like bright colors painted on them and mirrors on everything. You can see one of the little kids who runs across with this little laser pistol and kind of shoots off a mirror, bending it around a corner, kind of targeting somebody else.
How high up are we?
You guys right now are probably about 45 feet up.
All right, I want to tie something, maybe like to anchor these bed sheets.
Yeah, no problem. So you take these bed sheets. Because of how well Shade parked, you can tie it to the opening piston from the ramp.
Nice.
Very, very secure.
Perfect.
No
Perfect.
problem.
Gibbs' sheet is very crusty.
Haha, I'm going to grab the other end of it,
Mhm.
and I'm going to jump down
Okay.
with my stabilizer springs
No
and descent
problem.
thrusters.
So you jump down. So Gibbs, you kind of like make a fist-sized hole, begin to look through, and then you hear this behind you, and you look, and Shade, holding onto this makeshift rope, just kind of jumps and crashes through the window. In almost slow motion, as you do that, lasers all around you from these like disco lights. I need everybody to roll for initiative because the door kicks open and you can see metallic bodies moving out. My robots didn't show up, so I'm using mononones and things from D&D.
Nice.
My big robot didn't show up either, so I'm going to use another familiar face for that. But for all intents and
Are
purposes,
we
the
rolling for
robots-
initiative? Okay.
Yes, the robots that you see coming out, very much these controlled burn unit robots, although they now have military-grade lasers attached to them. You don't see any sign of a railgun or rail pistol yet.
Are they firing inside?
So, like right now, as he breaks down, this is all slow motion. Little kids are playing laser tag. They seem somehow unaware of everything that's happening. Now these robots are bursting through the door, like slow motion, everything happening at once. You guys are rolling for initiative as this happens. So, give me 1 second. Ooh, okay.
Do we know where the skylight is?
Yeah, where
So where are we jumping in
where
here?
where we dropping,
Give
boys?
me 1 second here. Okay. Anybody 20 or natural 20?
Dirty 20.
Nice. Anybody 25 to 20? Gives your 20.
21.
Nice. The shade's kind of
What?
up on
My whole
top.
feat is improved initiative, and all you guys did.
I got a
was
+1 in Dex, and I rolled a 19.
Oh, that's
Okay.
nice.
So it's
20 to
very
15,
rare.
sorry, 15 to 10?
Oh, I got a 14.
14,
17?
17.
15 to 10. No, not even.
What did you get?
Jeez.
Wait. Oh no, I did. I got a 9 plus 4.
Okay.
13.
So very close to those. Okay. And who is 14?
Me.
Okay. Bubs, you're 14. So we're going to start with Shade, then Gibbs, then one of your enemies. After that, we're going to have Vess, then Bubs, then Spice, and then other enemies. Civilians are going to go at the end of the round. So, starting off, Shade. This is actually perfect. You crash down and kind of rappelling down this bedsheet kind of
I'm
thing.
just jumping. I'm not even using. I'm using
sure.
that to just like get the line for everyone else.
Great.
I've got descent thrusters,
No
so
problem.
I can drop
You
60
grab
feet.
that crashing and kind of right at the last 10 seconds, these kind of backwash burn. Almost Iron Man style as you drop down. Immediately,
Are
you
we
see
in the
this
middle?
little kid run out of a corridor,
still
and
up
you can
here.
drop yourself pretty much wherever you want.
Oh, wherever we
Oh,
want.
really?
Yeah, because, I mean, you have access to skylights in all four corners, and so with the rope, you can swing.
Oh.
So you can really kind of drop wherever you want. The exception being, so
I will drop on my turn
let
then.
me show you. Yeah, drop on your turn, please. So this is the front lobby. That is separate from the rest
Okay,
of
so
this. And
this
this is a
wall
back
here.
room you cannot see. So yeah, that wall there you can't really get into.
And this room.
You can see
that
there's like
they're in?
cardboard cutouts that are there, like, you know, like enemy soldiers and that kind of stuff.
Right.
But yeah.
Okay. And so this is the back room that they're all gathered in.
Correct. That's
Okay.
kind of like a little office meeting area.
Glass wall though.
Yep.
So we can see them, but it's
In areas, there's like brightly colored spray paint across the glass. And
It's
the glass
like
is
a-
a little bit tinted. It's supposed to look almost like a fake command center.
cool.
But yeah.
Okay. I'd probably land like on these barrels here.
Okay, so you crash through the glass, like reverse thrusting onto the top of this stack of cargo crates. In this moment, you see a little kid kind of ducking behind this locker, kind of shoot you, and you see this little red laser just right on your chest. What do you want to do?
Shoot back.
That's how you win.
I think I would. Oh, so all of these little
Yeah, so all the
nublets
little
are
things
the
are,
kids?
are either human or you actually
What are
would
they,
see
dude?
there's one, what looks like a space dwarf child.
Right here. Back
Oh
here.
man, they have like tons of hair. What are these?
Those, they're like a D&D thing from Rime of the Frostmaiden.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Ice gremlins.
all the little figures are children.
Okay.
I'll tell you right now, the She-Ren that you see that I didn't get to finish painting over there is no, that is the it's like
That's what Sharon.
excuse me, it's like a 20-year-old employee of this place.
Oh, okay.
He's wearing like a little smock with the
In
combat bunker
in the
combat
room with
zone.
all the robos.
No, so he is standing out front, and so from this, in this kind of split decision moment, it looks like they probably, to keep the kids distracted during this tense hostage situation, have had them like
had him,
unlimited laser
right.
tag. Just go ahead.
Right. Okay.
But you land. You see that kid hiding, a couple others running around, and then slowly from the top corner over there, that door opening, and you see robots beyond.
This one here.
Yes.
Okay. How many robots?
From your perspective, you could probably see that there's 3 in there.
Okay. Is this Elise?
That looks to be. You can't really see her with the way that the door is open.
Okay.
You see the hands, but probably Elise, yeah.
Okay.
If there's only 2 adults, that's really the only person it could be.
Okay. I think I'm going to try to get closer
Okay.
without them seeing me. Have they seen me yet?
As you crash through the skylight and they open the door responding to that, you would imagine yes.
Okay.
Probably.
Okay, cool. Then, ooh, I suppose, yeah, I'm gonna hop down
Okay.
and go to cover over here.
No problem. You jump down after that little kid shoots you in the chest twice, being like, oh man, I need cover. You run and kind of slide in the sawdust behind these. It's like an ancient blade server. A series of them there.
Okay. And then I guess, I don't want to start firing at them. Are there any kids that I can like get the fuck out?
You can turn if you want to use your action to just try to like intimidate the kids to run. You certainly can try. Right now there are 3 that you can see, all in your line of sight, right there to the right.
Okay.
Any of them that look like they're within O range of the robots? Like, I want to prioritize getting the kids out of danger.
So you can see there's 3 all in line of sight of the door that the robots are coming from. So all 3 of those kids, kind of direct line of sight, it looks like. There's a wall between them. No, actually, right now, there doesn't seem to be any kids that are in
Just
immediate
this
danger.
one?
Yeah, but you see that wall? Those are like 10 feet tall
okay.
walls, so they're meant to be almost like a fake firing
Gotcha.
range kind of deal.
Okay, so they're not directly in
No, you, and so you're kind of cowering behind that, well, not cowering. You are tactically taking cover behind that server, and the robots are going to be coming out about 10 feet away from you.
Okay. I'm going to then use my turn action to use the move action to activate my adaptive fighting feat.
Okay.
And I am going to put up my mobility.
Okay.
Yes. And that is my move action, and my move action is an action, and then I don't have a quick action that I want to do.
No
So
worries. Excuse me, guys.
Can I free action telekinesis people, or do I have to wait for my turn?
You gotta wait for your turn.
Fuck. Okay.
All right, so that brings us to Gibbs. Gibbs, what do you want to do? You see Suddenly, Shade just shattered down and into this place.
I will like hook my chin and my long nose around the edge and sort of get like an upside down peripheral view of the everything before I hop down.
Yeah.
I look for the red safety exit signs.
Okay, so the red safety exit signs, you can see there's one pointing kind of towards the front.
Yep.
There's another pointing towards the rear. You see that little line?
Yes.
That was a big, like, garage-style door.
Great.
Yeah.
Cool. Then I will lower the rest of my body and probably take damage, I would assume, but.
From there, yeah, you're dropping like 20 feet.
You could probably
Um,
swing on the rope.
You could take the rope down.
Sure, I think
Okay, yeah. So you kind of begin to jump, and as you jump out, you kind of look to your right, and as you fall, there's a rope, so you grab it and kind of slide.
It looks really cool, but it's not at all cool because it's Gibbs doing it, and it's like there's no upper body strength, so it's
really
like
cool to the very end, and then your foot gets hooked, and you like go zzz, and then onto the ground.
great.
Just hanging at the bottom.
Then I'm gonna land in front of this child,
Okay.
sort of close to it, and I'm going to mind link with the child.
Okay.
So I like
Whoa.
enemy
What?
style, like 3-finger like land or
Yeah.
3-point land in front of this child, just this like gross rat creature. And I reach out and like grab this child, and I am conveying to this child. So the spell.
Mhm.
I link my mind with a touched creature and communicate a large amount of complex information in an instant.
To a child?
Fantastic.
I can basically do anything that can be conveyed in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's visual emotions, visual images, emotional sensations, and it's not language dependent.
So what
Nice.
are you jamming into this child?
So I
here!
jam into this child, literally like the door is right next to me. Open the door, grab your friends, get the fuck out. You are in danger. Find your parent and tell them that you love them.
Aw.
Okay.
Wow,
you
this
just
is that is
jam all this.
so
This
into
kid
the
just
guy.
breaks down and
Yeah,
starts
like-
sobbing.
You see the kid, he's like smiling. He has this laser pistol, and then suddenly the face breaks. He looks and he goes, "Mom? Mom?" And he begins to like run around, kind of like 2 steps
To the
towards
door?
2 steps to the door, but like kind of looking over his shoulder. He's heading towards the door though.
Great. Then that is my action and probably most of my movement. So I will then about face and start to target the next small child.
Okay. I like that you call it targeting, not sculpting. But
Yeah.
okay.
Target the small child.
So Ari, you begin to target that other child. This is going to bring us to an enemy turn. Outside of this facility, you can kind of hear this large footstep, and then
Oh,
another.
it's the big robot.
You hear this kind of crunch of metal tearing, but it sounds as if it gets almost stuck. That is its turn. Vess, what would you like to do? And Bubs, you are on deck.
I'm gonna drop down to the top of the stack of crates
Okay. Using the rope.
using the rope,
Excellent.
and then use the rest of my movement to sort of scramble down to join Gibbs.
You're actually really good at the rope.
Damn,
One
are
of
you
like the
this
camps
big?
that you went to one summer, you know, there's like a fully paid ropes course, so no problem. You just kind of like slide down using the skills that you've
I
learned.
haven't seen your.
Despite my
mini-
minus
That's
three
not
athletics.
his.
Oh, I was
full
gonna say
map.
you're a big boy.
No, we have so many minis coming because of like the D&D turnover and this, so we got a lot. And we had Eleanor's come today actually.
Yeah.
So then I'm gonna use my action to sense thoughts. What's the telepathic detect thoughts?
One
Yes.
per day.
Yeah.
We listen to can do that.
And I'm gonna. What's the range for that?
I believe it's 30 feet.
Okay, so I could get to the. Can I get to the who's the person?
So
that's
peering through the
on-
door, as much as you can see, it does appear to be Fukumoto.
Okay, yes, I'm gonna detect thoughts for Fukumoto.
Okay.
Like
for the first
while you're
round,
up here.
Elise?
Yeah.
Fukumoto? Which Fukumoto?
Yeah. That's
Elise Fukumoto.
I think ideally I would be doing the detect thoughts while on the rope. You know, you like get a
sure.
visual and then
Like-
Yeah.
Sliding down, you see her, and you're
Clocked.
detecting thoughts. Boom. Boom.
So in Starfinder, that works basically by round. There's 3 different rounds, I think, because you're casting it at level 1.
yeah, first level.
Okay, so the first round, as you kind of begin to focus on this, looking around, there's a lot happening. Lasers. You hear little kids now. going from these like screams of joy and delight to like one person beginning to kind of cry, things shifting rapidly. But you do detect the presence of thoughts. This conscious creature, this creature definitely has an intelligence score that is higher than 1. On the second round, you'll begin to learn more.
All right.
Okay,
Let's stay put.
that's what you do. Bubs, what would you like to do? Spice, you're on deck.
If I land with the rope, do I have to land there?
You have to land somewhere on that stack, I think, is kind of how I'm going to
Okay.
roll it.
So
Imagine that the rope is like here-ish.
That's the skylight we picked.
Yeah, and you can kind of like rock it back and forth a little bit.
could I land here?
If you
rock back?
want, yeah, make an acrobatics check if you want to land there.
I
That's
am
going to take a little bit of a move.
Do like a swing into a somersault.
Yeah.
Stick the landing.
Or not, whatever.
7.4.
7.
2.
Ooh, low scores.
So you take this rope and you kind of run back and you go to swing, and as you do, where the glass is kind of broken, it kind of snaps the line and you just fall.
Oh, fuck.
You are going to take a fair amount of damage. It's a 40-foot fall.
Ooh.
Wow.
No.
You're going to take 4 points of damage
Oh.
Damn, that's pretty
out of a potential 24.
That's pretty lucky.
Out of
That-
24, damn it.
That's
Wow.
all ones. Yeah, that's
Wow.
amazing. You are incredible. You fall.
Land
This
on the
line
shield.
snaps.
Happy birthday,
And as
baby.
you kind of hit one of the top like mirrors on one of these crates, it snaps off and you slide like a sled down, like banging a couple times, but
Like
ultimately
land
okay.
standing.
Yeah, yeah. You gotta like jam your knee a little bit, but otherwise fine.
Oh, my knee.
Where
I
do I
can't
land?
do his voice.
Where exactly where you wanted to.
Okay.
Good.
So.
There's a wall there.
Oh yeah.
10 foot
So
wall.
if you go around, pushing through children.
Or you can go through it.
It is like plywood. Yeah, absolutely. This is
Do I have to make an action to hit it, or can I just run through it?
Just Kool-Aid man that
It's-
shit.
It's definitely gonna be like an action to run through it, to run through a wall. Yeah.
yeah. Not a sponsor.
You get a bonus if you yell that out for sure.
Can I make my way through children, or is that are they like keep space?
They are not allies, however, they're so small that yeah, for sure you
Okay.
can make your way through children, no problem.
It's illegal in most states.
Oof. Why do you say most? Is it not
It's
all?
unfortunately
The
not
South.
all.
The South.
Oh, boy.
Sorry.
And they're. Never mind.
I think I'm just gonna make a move action to go here. Actually.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
You kind of land and move, kind of feeling shock from the landing. You hobble over behind that. Anything else? Jeez, Bubs.
I think that's it.
The fuck are you doing to Joe's voice?
No, it's because I didn't bring any drink down. That's why.
Oh,
All right, Spice, what do you want to do?
Spice.
dropping
It's on
down.
Shade, you're coming up but not on deck. There is no rope anymore.
There's
Ooh,
no rope
sorry.
anymore?
Nope.
The rope has
Bubs
snapped.
snapped it on the broken glass.
So Spice is actually going to stay on the roof then.
There you go. You look down. It's a 40-foot drop. You kind of see Bubs like almost break his ankle on the fall, and you're like, probably not.
And
I'll keep the ship
There's an
warm.
emergency exit right over there. You could probably.
Hop
She's gotta
down
get
from
down
the
the
roof.
building, yeah.
True.
But maybe there's a fire
There's still the
escape.
Yeah, there
problem
could be a
of the
fire escape.
40-foot.
Don't you have a ranged weapon? I mean, this could be beneficial.
well,
I mean,
I'm not here.
not to get metagaming.
Do what you want.
But
Actually, you know,
are you
I'm
doing?
going to. I changed my mind. I'm not going to stay on the roof. I'm going to aim. So I'm going to aim for the top of this, actually.
Okay, sure. You kind of run diagonally across. Yeah, go ahead. Make an acrobatics check.
You break it with your heel.
Bow, bow, bow. Ooh.
What did you-
Well, it's a natural 3 plus a. I've got okay acrobatics.
6.
7.
Fantastic.
Dang.
Oh.
As you run, you begin to do these calculations, like estimating the distance and everything. You begin to kind of run, and as you do, your heel kind of skids on the ceiling. You trip and tumble, your face shattering through the glass.
Oh.
Ouch.
You go pinwheeling down. I almost guarantee you're going to take a lot more damage than Dan did.
Good, because I have
Statistically
so many
speaking,
hit
it's
points.
almost guaranteed.
You take 14 points of damage
Oh,
as you fall
Christ.
40 feet through broken glass and onto the ground.
Not onto the top of the
so
spot.
what's massive damage rules again?
Yeah, what?
it's-
So I'm into my hit points.
Oh yeah. Dang. Yeah, that's a big fall. It's 40 feet. You guys are falling
It's big ouchies.
taller than the distance of this house. So
This is where
Yeah,
I'm
range
glad
weapon.
that I took the descent thrusters.
so yeah, you fall kind of tumbling off the stacks. You fall into
Okay.
them. They kind of like fall around you a little bit. A mirror breaks. This
So-
kid is right next to you.
I know. As my action, I want to speak to the child.
Sure. You pull your face up, blood like streaking down, little shards of glass in your face. Your hair like a mess.
Am
What do
I
you-
scaring the child?
Yeah, for sure.
More scary than Gibbs is.
Aw.
For the
Shit.
first time ever.
It's pretty
Gibbs is
close.
like an existential horror.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah, it's great.
Okay, so even though Spice looks like shit, her like maternal instincts are like kicking in real hard right
Yeah.
now, and she's like kneeling down next to the child, being like, "No, it's okay. I'm not gonna hurt you." And she's like looking at this child to see if like
Blood
he
just
or
trickling.
she trusts her.
Sure. Make a diplomacy.
Face covered in
Bend
blood.
it over.
It's okay. It's okay.
This could be you.
Ooh, that's gonna be pretty good. With diplomacy,
Yeah.
25 plus.
Nice.
25.
Okay. You kind of look over at him and you're like, kid! And you can like feel how crazy you sound. You catch sight of yourself in one of the mirrors behind him on one of these props. And you can see your hair like crazy, blood like streaking down. You take a second and kind of like fix your face and then turn back to the kid. He like blinks for a second and he turns and goes, what?
Does I'm on your team. I'm a new member of your team. What is your team's code call?
We're the blue
Like
team.
caca. Do you guys yell caca?
We're just the blue team, but I think there's a problem.
What's
And
the
he looks
problem?
around, there's like broken glass everywhere. And he points at you and goes, you're bleeding everywhere.
I'm okay. I'm fine. Where are the rest of your teammates?
They're all around. We were trying to get Mateo. He's in the command room.
Oh, he's in the command room. Okay. Can you call all of your teammates over to me?
Hey, blue team! And it kind of like doesn't really carry that far with all the sound and the lasers, but he tries.
Okay. Do they start coming or do they?
You can't see any of them from where you are.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna trust that then. I have a plan, she says to the child. I need to regroup the blue team and the red team actually.
Well, only Mateo's in the red team, but I'll see what I can do. And he kind of turns and begins to run off.
What's
Okay.
worst
What
birthday
did he
party
run
Against
ever?
him.
Maybe he's just really good at laser tag.
He's an AI.
He
That's
needs
like
the challenge.
Gibbs
Have
is
you
on
guys
that.
ever noticed for games that go on a long time, typically kids start making up their own rules for games? Probably what's going on.
Mm.
Nah, he's an AI.
I think I might be right. It's
Yeah.
like Manhunt or something.
So, anything else, Spice?
She is going to, well, I'm gonna say to this kid, alright, new meeting spot. You see that exit sign by the garage door? Blue
Yeah.
team's gotta meet over there.
He like stops 2 steps in and goes, okay. And he kind of like runs back over there. You can see like his little laser pistols dragging on the ground behind him.
This way?
Okay,
It's
so
their movement next.
Oh, yeah.
it is the robot's turn.
Civilians.
Oh,
move
road.
again.
Enemies, then civilians.
Yes, civilians go at the end of the round.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so I'm going to have they come out and Shade. You're brandishing a weapon right there. So cover, cover, and oh, he's gonna say Spice.
How tall are these robots?
About 8 feet tall.
Okay.
30 and then
Oh my god.
35. Okay. So they run out. You can see these where there would normally be these almost like designed for clearing brush. These very, very simple flamethrowers. Think about like the Tesla flamethrower that came out. These particular models have been replaced. You can see there is some kind of a laser cannon attached to each one of them. Maybe a laser rifle of some kind. Although not very well. You can see probably these are like military hardware, but not something that is normally built into a robot. 2 of them, kind of looking at you, Shade, you can see they have these little optical 2 eyes each, and they focus in on you, and you see they immediately zoom in on the weapon, kind of mounted near you. You hear one of them just kind of make this noise. Both of the lasers kind of level at you. And they're going to take 2 shots at you.
Wait, which weapon?
Hmm?
Which weapon?
You have a weapon on you, correct?
Like, holstered,
Yeah. They have sensors,
Okay.
you'd imagine.
Okay.
So these 2 attacks are going to be... that is going to be a 24.
Is that kinetic or energy? That's a hit.
Okay. And then the second one is only a 13. That's also energy.
That's not a hit.
Okay. So you are going to be taking... Ooh. That is 5 points of fire damage.
Damn.
And then you see the laser kind of eject this cartridge. That is their turn. That is going to bring us to the top of... Oh, no, sorry. Civilians are going to move. Okay.
Yes.
If you could, move all of the kids 20 feet towards that garage door. You hear this kid kind of going, "Everybody garage door now!" You hear another one kind of yell, "Wait, are we having a timeout?" And then you just see like all of them kind of begin to yell different things, but they begin to approach.
This one gets out. That one's good.
The door is shut, so they do not. They're meeting over there.
Fuck this. James, open the damn door.
Well, I thought the small child would have gotten there. Wait, does this one open the door though?
Huh?
This is the one I told to open the door.
That's good. They don't know how to open this door.
It's a door!
They're 8.
Probably can't
this
reach
is
Door
like
with a slat!
remember when you were 8, would you run over and hit the bright red button that was like emergency, all that stuff?
Yes,
Oh,
I
see,
did do that
I
in the
was a
grocery
rules kid.
store.
Ah.
I was not. I
These
always
kids are all-
wondered my mom would
These
get
kids are all
mad.
here at a birthday party. They're not looking to like touch this thing, and they still haven't seen these robots quite yet. So this is
Alright.
a lot going
That's
on here.
fine.
So,
Oh
is the
shit, that
kid's
one's
turn.
running right
Yeah.
towards the robot.
Well,
yeah.
would it have been smart enough to go around though?
No, certainly not.
God damn it.
Yeah, he's a dumb kid. So that is their turn. You can see as he gets to that robot, like his legs kind of stop and he looks up a little bit confused. But that is their turn. That brings us to the top of the round. Shade,
Sees
what
the
would you like
laser
to do?
pistol.
Gibbs, you are on deck.
As a free action, I'm going to go to Bubs and say, cover me. And I'm going to, cover me, prioritize evacuation. I'm going to go this way
Okay.
to get in here to try and grab Elise to evac.
Now that provokes attacks of opportunity, right?
Yes, but with my mobility, I have a bonus to my AC.
Fantastic. As you run through, you can see from the edges of the elbows of each, these kind of blades extend, and they swing these at you. The first one is going to be...
This is kinetic?
against your kinetic.
Okay.
This is going to be a 21 to hit.
Just hits.
Just hits. Okay, and the second one is going... Oh, wait, sorry. No, I was wrong. That is going to be a 17 to hit.
Doesn't hit.
Fantastic.
Great.
They're not as good at that. And then a 16 to hit.
Also doesn't hit.
Awesome. So as you accelerate, you just kind of monotonously turn to Bubs. Cover me.
No,
Prioritize
cover me,
evacuation. You run, accelerating through, and as they both turn, swinging these blades at you with their elbows, you slide in the sawdust underneath and kind of pop back up into this control room. You can see Elise Fukumoto standing there. She's not restrained in any way. She looks very confused, a little pale. And then through the door, you can see slightly propped open a very worried-looking teenage Sharin wearing the Laser Zone t-shirt.
Okay. Free action. We're here to help. We are evacuating the children. You need to get out now.
Okay.
And I guess, does she respond, or am I going to have to, like, physically help her carry her out?
You can physically try to help carry her out.
But
Well,
is she there
if she,
voluntarily?
yeah, right. Like, is she? Because she's there.
She doesn't seem bound, so you can think about what you want in that moment. But this is quick stuff.
Okay.
Happens.
I'm gonna then turn
Okay.
and using the new gravity gun, I'm going to
Okay.
fire at this one and hope that it pushes it into the other one.
So for anybody watching, which really maybe Spice can see this through the black lights, the lasers, the shining lights, you turn and you can see Shade pull up this new weapon. several different kind of long bars that form a long barrel.
What is that? Okay.
Is the new gun that I got. Non-lethal, but I'm gonna push shit.
Did you get it at the mall or did you get it at Harbinger?
You guys are having this whole
It was
conversation in the
one
middle
of
of
the
combat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you rolling an attack?
Oh, yeah. I should probably do that
At
thing.
some point, that would be really nice, yeah.
Nice. What is the bonus to this? No special bonuses on this.
This is
Just
small
my
arms. So
just
if
my
you're
small
proficient in
arms.
Small arms, yeah.
Okay. That's a 13.
A 13 against
13 against whatever. I'm guessing it's kinetic because it's gravity.
yeah,
Right.
so it's gravitation 10. Okay, give me 1 second here. That was a 13?
Yes.
Well, yeah.
13 for energy is just fine.
Nice.
All right. So it pushes this one 10 feet, which
Yes.
should hit this one, or
Uh,
hit the corner of the wall. I
So
don't know
from
because
your,
there's kind of
from
a
your angle, it's going to hit that other one.
Nice. That's
Nice.
good.
So as you
Wanted to-
pull this up, you fire the pistol, your arm jerks. There's no noise from this. It kind of reverberates through your
It's like
arm.
an air gun.
In ways, but there is no like an air gun. You just feel this through your arm, and you see the entirety of the air shimmer like a heat wave as it goes, like an air gun, like a little puff across. And as it strikes, it's almost like this kinetic energy buildup transfers at once, and it kind of bursts the robot 10 feet back into his companion, both of them kind of against the wall. You see a small amount of sparks kind of come away as they do take damage from it.
Nice.
Do they share a space or?
They can't share a space, so they kind of.
So
yeah,
does
they
this
kind
one
of
get
bound
pushed
out.
back, and this one gets to where the other one was?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, but well done.
Nice. And then I guess I'm like kind of standing in this doorway so that she can presumably run out the front.
Okay. All right, no problem. You do
Or,
that.
like,
You can see she's turning to
kind of
like respond to you.
Cover. Yeah. I'm
Gibbs, what would you like to do?
So I see the two children that were around me kind of push past me
Yeah, the
towards
children are like
the
all
door.
running by you now.
Right.
Some of them kind of like kind of pushing to be farther away from you.
Totally fine. Doesn't offend me whatsoever. But I see kind of across the field that this one child that's running towards me has got the robots between them and the two other approaching.
Mhm.
So I am going to move. And I'm gonna go right between them, and I would like to spend my action, and I'll take out my my acid dart rifle
Sure.
and try to. I'm gonna say like, "Hey, I'm the one you want," and try to distract all the robots from this child, while like locking eyes with this child, hoping that it gets to go the fuck around.
Okay, sure.
But I will spend my action being intimidating or something.
Make an intimidation check if you'd like to do that against the robot.
Nice. Cool.
Beep boop. Does not
15.
compute.
A 15. So you kind of yell at this thing, you know, I'm the one you want, come for me. You can see the eyes weren't focused on the child to begin with, but they focus on you now, and you can hear it respond. It kind of like levels this laser at you. So perhaps successful.
All right, and that's an action to do
Yes.
that. Great. Then I grit and bear the fire that I'm about to take.
Phenomenal.
The healer's gonna take some damage, bitches.
Spice. You see all the kids running over to this garage door, kind of gathering up. You see, you're like looking at the control to open it. And you're like, come on, like press the control. All the kids are like sitting there waiting. And then suddenly you see a little bit of light at the bottom of this door. The door slides open. And on the other side, let me go ahead and get something for you.
Hopefully
Oh
it's a
no!
sheriff. Or
I hope it's somebody to heal me as I'm fainting behind this.
Hopefully it's not a giant robot coming to
Oh my
squish
God.
all
Oh
of
my
the
God,
children.
it's
You see a
robot.
giant robot
No!
trying to squish
God,
everything.
No!
Look at that
We
shit.
brought them right
And
to
for
it.
all of you, as this thing slides open over the 10-foot high inner walls, you see this massive robot, this glaring red eye beam through the darkness, the black light picking up this long beam as it sweeps across the room. You see on one arm what looks very much like a railgun. On the
No!
other-
No.
Fucking fuck.
Oh my god, we're gonna let children
Not the young
die.
lady.
On the other, you see what looks like some kind of a tactical laser. But
Okay.
because it is
Fucking
8:30 and we're introducing a new combatant to the round before he takes his turn, this is where we're going to take our break. So thank you for hanging out with us in this this session of Mosaic Team 5. It is 8:22. We're going to be back at 8:35. We'll see you then.
The kids aren't gonna be back though.
Welcome back to Mosaic Team 5, where everything is boring during the break. And nothing happens.
Everything is.
I'm going to bring us back into our game. If you are just joining us, this group was investigating a robotics factory and discovering that it seemed as if, instead of... What is going on right
So
now?
noisy.
It's going right across the camera for the combat zone.
That's high stakes.
What are you doing?
Knocked over everything.
I was trying to get one thing from this
I'm sorry.
thing of
I
things.
caused a scene.
You could just borrow lighter.
We're good.
So, this group, while investigating a
Hold to do.
robotics factory, discovered that there was an attack from within. You found this combat computer kind of taken away, a number of weapons missing as well. You were able to obtain some items, and then received a call from Peep. He showed you a newscast of these same missing robots assaulting a laser tag arena. The same laser tag arena that Elise Fukumoto, the woman who seemed to be running this factory, was having a birthday party for her kid. You all rushed to engage, received a call from the sheriff offering 25,000 credits should you end this hostage situation. You all landed on the ceiling, rappelled down in various forms of success, with Spice tumbling 40 feet down from the ceiling and crumping on the ground. That's
I
a
don't know if you can
different
even
not
really
looking
call
good.
that
She's not looking good.
repelling.
Yeah,
so
no,
much as-
you fell for 40 feet. You managed to shepherd all the children to a rear exit. And as we left for break, that rear exit opened to reveal a massive 20-foot-tall military-grade robot, red eyes sweeping across the blacklit laser tag arena. And that is where we come back into combat. Awesome. Give me just 1 second. Okay, so this creature's turn. This giant robot, the laser sweeping across. What is its movement speed? Oh, it's so slow, right?
Good. It will only crush 3 of the
You
children on
see
this turn.
It takes a massive step forward over those 2 children. The foot lands right next to Vess. Other side. Yeah, right there. You can put that locker on its side. That locker just gets torn from the ground. The bolts tearing bits of concrete away.
Is the wall still intact?
The wall is still intact, yeah.
And now the door is open.
The
children
garage is
can
open. They can run! Run, kids, run!
Who
He's
is
going
this?
to turn, and you can see that red light
No.
sweep Bubs. From the other side of the wall, you can see, like, over the top, this robot looking down. The laser goes over you. You can feel almost as if you're being scanned. Everybody currently, except for Gibbs and Shade, are kind of picked up by the sweep.
And it doesn't seem to stop at the children that I'm defending.
It steps right over the children.
But the beam doesn't stop and like zoop them.
Nope.
Could you show me, like this, kind of?
Other way, so like this, kind
It's
of
like
from left to right across.
Is this guy and this
There's a
guy?
wall there.
There's a wall there, but it seems to penetrate the wall, is the point that I'm trying to make.
Okay,
so it picks them
certainly,
up.
it picks up anything that you would imagine kind of across there.
Wait, then why doesn't it scan me?
It's not. You're not in like this little pie size that it
I
needs to
see.
get to.
It
Thank
gets
you.
like this chunk.
Yes.
Because it's probably looking for this motherfucker.
And Bubs, you see the rail cannon, huge, kind of welded to the left side,
Take a hit for the
lower
baby.
towards you.
The baby boy. Oh.
You see electricity kind of gathering around the edge, and you hear this kind of, and then that is going to be a 27 to hit.
You got your shield?
Yeah, but that's a 19 or 17 energy. Yeah.
27 or
Yeah,
27,
it's gonna hit.
Good thing you didn't get the cheap one.
Yeah.
that is.
I
gonna
did get
be-
the cheap one.
I know that's the joke. That is going to be 13 points of piercing damage as this rail
I don't think
spike,
the expensive
roughly
one
2
would have
feet
helped
long.
there either.
Oh, is
Just
it
go-
piercing?
Yes.
Oh, I have
Resistance.
resistance to that.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So with this shield, as this comes flying towards you, you take the shield and manage to deflect it just enough. It scrapes along the shield and still digs into your arm, like into the bicep, almost 2 inches, kind of cleaving a little canyon through.
Happy birthday.
You
So-
bleed, but the shield
Save
kind of
them up.
carrying a little bit of that with it.
Okay.
That is that is its turn.
How much damage
I believe
did
it can
it
only
do?
fire once. Give me just 1 second. Yeah, can only fire once.
Level 2 have mercy.
That is its turn. That is going to bring us to the top of the round.
To
not
Vess.
the round, to Vess, and then Bubs, your own deck.
Okay. well.
Your crotch height with this scary thing.
All right, so to continue
Did you
the
turn the music
detect
down?
thoughts.
Just a little.
When you turn it down, it messes up all the levels. So just
Oh.
let me know if you're going to do that.
Okay.
Because what I noticed is because you did make it much better in terms of the background noise, it also kills the music.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, like, what can I just do movement while using another action for detect thoughts? Or
Yeah, you can absolutely do that.
I
You
can
still
just
while using
move, but nothing else, right?
it. Correct. Give me just 1
Okay.
second to pull that up. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's
What about
correct.
climbing?
You can climb. You just have to stay within range.
All
I
right,
see you, Talon.
I'm gonna continue to detect thoughts, and then dart underneath the legs and try to scale up the back of the robot.
Interesting.
Okay, awesome.
Nice.
Make an
Okay.
athletics check.
Fun.
Sure.
Oh God, my worst skill. I'm not the person to be doing this.
Oh, you. But
Not athletics, my friend.
I feel like we all
Not
have the same
acrobatics.
skills.
You can
I'm
use
pretty
acrobatics.
good
I'll give you
at that.
Acrobatics, I would take that.
I think I'm pretty good
no.
at athletics. Yeah,
It's
I'm
5.
okay at athletics.
So you go to kind of
No.
slide under this. The robot kind of shifts its leg, almost like a goalie blocking a ball, and you kind of collide with the knee and back off. You're not unable to get underneath the legs.
So now I'm just sharing a square with the scary robot, and
Crotch height, my friend.
so do I have any
Punch
Yeah,
up.
but a robot is
movement left,
pain?
or would I have to give up the detect
Probably
thoughts to?
You
get
still
more?
you have your full movement. It's just
The
in terms
one
of
fatal
actions, you can't
flaw
really
we
do
gave
it.
Oh,
him.
okay, yeah, right.
Testicles. Why did we
Well,
design
I'll
it
just
like
Opposite.
so basically I can't get through the legs at all, or can I just not climb
This
up?
turn you cannot get through. It kind of blocked you on your attempt.
It's like when my cat tries to go outside. I'm
And
like,
you go,
nope,
Yeah.
nope. Close that door. The
Um,
door being my legs.
so I'll just run out the door and
Okay.
run around the corner.
No problem.
Take the children with you. Take
Scoop
the
up a
children.
couple
Out the
kids
door,
on
and
you.
if you do leave its
Kid, please,
range, it doesn't attack you.
So wait, what about the detect thoughts? Anything I'm learning from that?
So at the end of your turn, give me one
Should have brought a
second.
kid. It'll haunt me.
Because for each round it's something different. I haven't memorized yet. I'm sure I will because you guys both use it. So as you focus on the detect thoughts, you kind of bounce off the leg, still trying to focus on Elise Fukumoto. You can get the sense. What is your intelligence score?
18.
18. Okay.
Class-
Very smart.
Wow.
This is somebody
all the
roughly the
points.
same intelligence as you. The mind familiar in that way.
Yes. An intellectual.
And I would say, you know what? Just because you can learn, yeah, the intelligence score is 18.
I'm specifically, or yeah, go on.
Technically, on the third round, you'd be able to read the surface thoughts, but I'll say, given the fact that you started on the rope at the top, you also recognize the beginnings of these surface thoughts. You get the sense of confusion. There is a sense of love, certainly towards Mateo, who you kind of get the sense, one of the kids kind of over, closest to
one.
Bubs.
This one.
Yeah.
But there's concern for these robots as
I would
well.
probably do that.
Really confusing. That's kind of all you get right now.
Interesting.
Anything else, Vess?
No. That's my
All
turn.
right. Bubs, what would you like to do?
How does grapple work if someone's not trying to contest it?
If somebody's not trying to contest it, you'd
Yeah.
imagine you can just grapple somebody.
Okay. And if I'm grappling a child, is
What? What? What?
is it like
It's legal in most states.
is it still a 13 too, or are you gonna
You don't know, but you would imagine probably easier to grapple a
Okay,
child.
that's all.
Yeah. This is an 8-year-old. You can see he's
Bubs
wearing
takes
like a
out the,
bright
like,
red T-shirt.
wrestling helmet.
Yeah.
And you're like buff.
Bubs.
I think I'm gonna try to grapple this child.
Okay, no problem. You run over
Come here,
to this
kid.
kid, and you see this is Mateo. This is
I'm gonna
Mateo Fukumoto.
run over. I'm gonna say, "Kid, I gotta help you. You can't be here. I'm gonna help you. Take my arm and I'll help you."
If I was this kid, I would kick him in the nuts.
He turns in this moment and looks up and goes, I've been here every year for every birthday party. I can help you. And he turns and kind of
What a
looks.
snot.
He's running towards the back of that server room, or that server over there.
This one?
Yeah, he can't move yet. It's going to move on his
okay.
turn. But he seems as if he's going towards something.
Okay.
Okay.
Anything else, Bubs?
You gonna scoop him?
You can scoop him if you want.
Yeah,
You
I
can
want
roll
to.
that
I
out.
want to scoop.
Sure.
Him.
You're gonna
So you grab him around the waist, and he kind of like a way. You see his little laser pistol go out of his hand. The cord's still attached to it, so it whips back, hits him in the ribs.
Can I conversate with him?
Yeah.
Oh, what is behind the server room?
Sprinklers.
Oh,
It's a good idea.
okay. Do I know? Can I do like a?
I think you've done pretty much most of what you can do for your turn.
Yeah.
But with your movement, kind of scooping this kid,
Yeah.
you can move halfway somewhere, wherever it is that you want to go.
How much movement do I have?
15
15
feet.
feet.
15. I can go there and hide.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
where I'm going.
So you scoop him up and kind of carry him towards where he was going. And as you get
Yeah.
behind the server, you turn towards the wall. You see there is a like a fire control
Yep.
ignition switch,
Mm-hmm.
both a shut on and shut off. But that is your turn. Bubs.
Oh, new member of the
Spice.
team.
Yep.
What do you want to do? Your turn.
So, first thing she wants to know is all the kids got, or at least except for Mateo and this one that's, being protected by Gibbs. Are all the children behind the
Spice,
robot?
you prop yourself up on your elbow. It feels like something might be broken. You almost fall. But looking up, it looks as if most of the kids cleared out. Yeah.
Okay, in that case, I am going to clever feint by shooting that fake control room with my laser.
Okay.
Try to create a diversion in
Phenomenal.
that direction.
Make an attack roll. Make a
Okay.
ranged attack roll with your laser. I love this.
Saving my butt.
Oh, nice. Natural 19.
Okay.
So that's going to be a dirty 20.
Matt,
Yes.
can you roll a d4 for me, please?
Oh no, I don't want to do that. I will, but I'm not happy about it.
Higher is better.
Yeah. 2.
No! Goddamn!
So, Shade, as you kind of come in here, slow motion, you're like, we need to go, let's get out. You turn towards the door, and suddenly you see this kind of glint of red as a laser beam streaks forwards, and you see Elise hit right in the back with a small burst of lasers. You can roll damage on that.
I'm shooting Elise by accident?
The window shatters, this kind of
Okay.
darkened glass, and you see Shade on the inside. But as you shot out the window, you shot Elise. I mean, there's people in the room.
Alright. Right.
It's a very small room and a very
It's
crowded
shoot
room.
a child.
There's
That's
children in
true.
the room.
14.
14.
Oh
Wait,
my god.
14 damage?
No, 14 to hit.
You already hit. You
Oh.
rolled to hit.
Oh, yeah.
So roll damage. Yeah.
Whoa, with my
Jeez,
wrist.
I was
14
gonna
damage?
say,
She's
you
dead.
just murdered this
No.
girl. She's fucking
Please.
dead. That's
Okay.
the best shot you've
We're
ever
level
had.
2.
No.
Oh, boy.
Wait, no, that doesn't make any
One
sense.
shot, one kill.
Isn't it a one?
It's a D4.
Is there a
that
bounty
makes
on
sense.
her?
Maybe now.
I rolled a 3.
A 3.
Oh, good.
So you can see it like singes the back. You don't see anything
Fire
emerge.
damage.
But she kind of falls to her knees, screams like in pain.
Keep her up.
That's
Do
a
I
diversion.
flat foot
Grabs
these
on. You
people?
see all of, with that, all of the robots kind of turn. That big one that was kind of engaging you, the head kind of turns everybody's attention. Drawn
Okay.
to that.
Well,
Absolutely.
If it was a successful
It was a
hit,
success. Yeah.
nice, yay! Besides damaging an ally, maybe? Question mark. I don't know about her. I don't trust her. Anyway,
hostage.
So, enemy is flat-footed
Yes.
against me and my allies.
They are all flat-footed for the next round.
Wow.
Nice.
That's a big deal for
Oh,
me.
That's good.
Yeah, it's a big deal for everybody.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's
Great
good.
work. Anything else, Spice?
I'm going to cover myself
Okay.
behind whatever.
You're gonna
this
pull your
is.
skirt down a little bit.
and like
Cover your
hide
legs.
and like I.
I'm so embarrassed that I just shot the person we're here to protect.
More to protect myself from that.
Spice is like, OMG, I just shot my crush.
Uh-oh.
Did Elise not run
Do I
on
get
her
attack
turn?
of opportunities against the 2 that are leaving my range?
You get it on one, that's your reaction. So you get
Nice.
attack
Yes.
Did Elise not run on her turn, or did
No,
she just stay there?
She can't move through you.
It's reaction, so it's
okay.
not an action.
And that is their movement.
I guess I'll do I'll do an unarmed strike
Okay,
because
yeah,
I don't
sure.
have a melee weapon.
Go for it.
So I lash out with my tiny little feral claws and try to like slash and like follow it up with a bite.
Sure.
But I get 11, but my melee attack is -1 because I'm not very strong, and it's against metal.
So you scratch and your tooth kind of snaps a little bit.
Oh no.
No damage.
That's gonna be a lot on the
It's got that
dental
little
bill.
toothy smile now.
It was
Your butt
very
over the
toothy to begin
microphone.
with, but
So they run, kind of moving almost.
Do we get
immediately.
dental?
So interesting point, and we can address that afterwards.
Okay.
I did write an entire insurance plan tier to the
Nice.
company.
Great.
Yay!
You're
I
covered.
believe you do have dental, but either way,
my copay is so
guys-
high though.
when you get to like the third tier, right around like level 12, you guys get some pretty cool stuff.
You can probably
Anyways.
write off your entire family as dependents.
They run, reacting immediately to what you just did, Spice, and they run, kind of taking positions to fire at you.
No!
You are in cover.
Why?
You're absolutely in cover, so you're getting a bonus. But
And they're
Um,
flat-footed.
Yes.
you see the two that are kind of facing you.
I shot away from me. The direction of attention should be away from me.
Yes,
They
however,
looked, and then we're like,
so that's interesting. You should think about what that might mean. These individuals all turn and they begin to fire with their lasers. You're taking 2 shots from the ones that are in that hallway looking at you. You're in full cover, so you're getting a very large bonus to this. That may not matter, though. That is going to be, with everything together, there's so much math in Starfinder. 21 to hit.
EAC.
Yeah, duh.
Okay,
Fuck.
second one is a natural 20. But, wait, but it's flat-footed, so actually, hang on.
Oh, but you're already down. Fuck.
Okay.
Yeah,
What-
I'm
what is-
into my hit points.
It is a natural 20, but it is not a critical.
oh, damn.
Can you not get criticals if you're flat-footed?
You can, but you have to confirm the critical. So the
Oh, yeah.
flat-footed thing puts a negative on it. It doesn't take away a natural 20. That being said, you are going to take damage from 2 of them. You see this one around the far corner, not quite able to see you because of the wall. It takes this blaster, and for a second, you see like the eye like move a couple of times, and then it points the blaster at the mirror to the right and fires. The laser choo, 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 and kind of just misses you over the top.
Ooh, I'm sweating.
You recognize, though, you could probably bank your laser in a similar way.
Interesting.
So
with
from
lasers.
if you survive, because you do take 2 hits, and that is going to be 3 and 3 points of fire damage. 6 points total.
I'm dead or
You're down.
fainted.
You're down, yeah.
Down.
So as you do this, you take the shot, the glass shatters, and every combatant in the room turns and immediately attacks you. They immediately prioritize you as you hit Fukumoto. That is their turn. Shade, what would you like
Yeah,
to do?
I figured
Gibbs,
this
you are
out
on
too.
deck.
Wait, what just happened? What about
You hit Fukumoto.
Oh, yes.
You hit at least
all the
Fukumoto.
robots.
We're like,
that-
oh, you hit my mom.
Yes.
Oh,
So
I see what
Shade,
fucked
what do you want to
yourself.
do?
Actually,
Um,
Matt fucked you. Because you rolled a 2 and that
Gibbs,
was
you're
Okay.
on deck.
Okay.
Damn it.
So Elise still isn't running, huh?
Nope.
This guy didn't run either.
From what you can see, it seems as if probably the front is barricaded from the outside, maybe. You do know that that Harbinger is trying to contain this situation, and you did see those robots outside.
Okay. I think, try to go this way. Can I, like, push him out of the way or
Absolutely.
something?
He's like a teenager.
I mean, not, like, maliciously,
No,
but
no.
I'm kind of like...
You can move him, yeah, and it seems to kind of break a trance. He, like, shakes his head.
And I'm going to try to fire the gravity gun at the doors.
Oh, wait.
Great. Yeah, roll an attack roll.
Maybe
Love
you
that.
Cool.
Um, 11.
An 11. You fire at the doors. It kind of goes wide to the left, and you can see the whole wall, like, shake. Dust comes from it, and you can see the ceiling kind of raining down as well.
I think technically it was a 12, but I imagine it's the same.
Still doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay. Then that's my move. That's my action. Quick action. I'm gonna just like be like, well, fuck.
Awesome quick action. That is your turn, Shade. Gibbs, what would you like to do? The big robot's on deck.
I can stabilize myself.
Oh shoot, this is a big moment because I've got a lot of things I could do.
What are you doing?
Do I see that Fokomoto got, like, I'm reasonably intelligent. Do I put 2 and 2 together what just happened about?
You heard her scream, you saw the glass shatter, yeah, for sure.
Okay. Then I realize that they're protecting her, and they're probably not targeting the children, so I'll look at the child that's closest to me and just be like, move! And then...
He's like, ah! And kind of like runs to the side. Your horrifying Yosoki trash form absolutely getting the results that you need.
Beautiful. Then I will turn and deal with the threat of the large guy.
Okay.
So I'll peek around that wall that's there.
Yeah.
I've got nothing to... I don't have a gun that works, really. I will cast Wisp Ally. So I'll hock my loogie and shoot it right straight down the barrel at that guy. And it will do parrying fire.
Sure.
Which gives the next ally a bonus to attack.
Wasn't the door flat-footed?
The door is not flat-footed, but I do appreciate
wish.
that.
And then I will do that and move 5, 10, 5, 10.
So Vess, as you run by trying to get out the door, this robot goes to block you again, but you see this kind of greenish phlegm hit the side of the knee, and it almost like seems to squirm its way into the knee joint. The leg like locks and lets you go by. This thing seems somewhat harried at the moment.
And I will use my movement to move.
Okay.
And I will smell out the pool of blood. And that is what I'm tracking towards.
Which, oh, okay, sure, no
the
problem.
pool of blood that is spice.
Spice, yeah. So you head towards spice. No problem. There's a lot of it.
Yeah.
Widely distributed
I'm
at this
getting
point.
that.
Should not get.
Yeah, no, you definitely get the sense that there's a lot of blood on the ground.
Most of the damage
All right, that is your turn to
self-inflicted.
give.
Shut
This
up.
brings us to this large robot. It turns, you see again this red laser across. It goes across the body of Spice, not seeming to stop there, not picking it up as a threat. However, it does see you, Gibbs.
That's fine.
It is going to take a shot at you with its railgun. You can hear
That's fine.
it kind of build up. That is going to be a 27 to hit.
What the fuck?
Wouldn't you have partial cover because of the edges of the wall?
And it's flat-footed.
And
It is
Ooh.
flat-footed. It is flat-footed. That's -2, right?
Yeah, but it's 25 guys. Like, I appreciate the
25.
effort.
Gibbs, in terms of cover, I would say...
There's this wall,
plywood,
and
yeah.
there's this,
And then
and
that
there's
wall,
that.
kind
Yeah.
of.
That might
So-
add,
And that wall.
that might add the full cover.
Does a... No.
No?
It's
It's also
20 hit.
20.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's also
So,
20 feet.
still
I-
hits, but fantastic. And a good thing to keep in mind, I can't always see line of sight, so definitely bring that up if you see it. So, as it shoots through, you can see this razor-hot kind of sharp spike is fired through. It tears away a corner of the locker. A part of the plywood like blows out, and this thing hits you in the leg, spinning you down.
Splinters everywhere.
Yeah, if this one gets a critical, it's real rough. That is going to be... That's unfortunate. Gibbs, you are going to take... Sorry, okay. You are going to take 12 points of piercing damage as this 3-foot-long spike is shot straight through, kind of piercing your leg almost.
Damn.
You can see like elements of the muscle snap away and kind of sag. It hurts.
It hurts, but I am still
Stable.
doing good, actually.
Yeah,
Still
yeah.
actually quite fine.
No worries. That is its turn.
Surprising
That
hearty
brings
little,
us
sinewy little...
to Vest.
It's the
That's right,
trash. the trash
Vest,
diet.
behind
really.
you, you can see this robot
Sorry.
now turning, firing at Gibbs. Seems to be ignoring the children. What do you want to do, Vest?
I'm gonna continue to detect thoughts.
Okay. You hold this, and as you listen to the thoughts of Elise Fukumoto, you can hear, I can't choose. Mateo is my son. But this is my life's work. And then you hear the shatter, the fire. What do I do? What's happening? And then you can hear like the kids scream and just Mateo. All these things happening.
Bubs.
I knew it. And then I ready my weapon with a I ready the needler with the
Speed
the
boost?
speed booster.
Yep.
Yeah. And then try to lean out while like staying in the cover.
Yeah, sure.
And I think I'm pretty positive I can hit because I'm attuned to Gibbs.
You are, yeah. You
You're
took,
very
you
much
took time
attuned
to
to
attune.
Gibbs.
You're very attuned to Gibbs more than
We
anybody
attune
else.
back and forth.
Yes.
Forever.
So I can give you the speed boost.
That's
Yes,
legal
you
in
can.
most states.
Okay.
You lean around the corner, and though you do not see Gibbs, you trust in this attunement. You can kind of like feel the gritty paw in your hand still, and you fire, and you see this little dart. It like moves almost as if to like move around obstacles. You can see it kind of in a straight line, but still moving, and then suddenly just dart around the corner. And Gibbs, suddenly you're torn away a leg, little dart right into this wound.
Is it a green dart? Is it the green ones that I gave you?
Is it?
Yes, it is.
There you go.
Or well, no, actually, no. It'd be those I think are damage darts.
Yeah,
But I
that
have
makes
special ammunition that I make.
What
that
color
has
is
the
it?
booster. It's yellow.
There you go.
Yellow for speed.
And it sticks in your leg. Yeah, yellow for speed. They're all color coded. You can kind of like see the familiar vest color coding system, and
Red cross.
yeah, you feel a burst of adrenaline over the pain.
So then, for the last parts of my turn, I yell, "Everyone, get away from her!" And then,
+2, +10 feet of speed.
sorry, yeah. Let me look at the rules.
That's okay.
Okay.
It's in my
Fantastic. You yell that out. You can all hear Vess over the sounds of this like disco laser tech and the kind of the shots of lasers have actually really died down at this point. They're really real lasers being fired now.
Railguns.
However, what? And railguns, yeah. That is your turn, Vess?
Take your time. Take your time.
That's my turn.
Fantastic. Bubs, what would you like to do? Spice, you're on deck.
Where
Get
is
ready to
this
roll.
sprinkler control on the wall?
It's right in front of you.
Okay. Does this kid take a turn action?
He's going to take an action on the civilian turn.
I mean, honestly, I could probably just press it for him.
Certainly could.
Yeah, I'm probably just gonna. Is that a? What would that be? Would that be a move action or a regular action?
I would say that's probably. I would give that to you as a free action.
Oh, perfect.
You're holding
Okay.
this kid. You can literally just lean against the wall.
Free action. I'm just gonna bang it.
Fantastic.
Mhm.
So at the beginning of your turn, this kid is like just reaching out from your grasp to touch this button.
You got that kid. I'll get it in your little hand though.
You just kind of like, you almost kind of battering around the child with the button.
Smush his face into it.
This button hits, and all around you can see suddenly the black lights go bright, and it is just bright, regular light in this warehouse space. Still, these little kind of like moving lasers everywhere. The sound doesn't go down, but all of a sudden, these sprinklers begin to go off. These machines you can see begin to kind of spark and smoke. They are now, for at least the duration of them being wet, flat-footed. You imagine continued exposure to water, given the already kind of sparking nature, will lead to damage.
Okay. And as my full action, I can do a run, which gives me 4 times my movement speed.
Sure.
So I'm going to move out here.
Awesome. So you pick up this kid, you kind of mash him into the button, and he's like, ah, and you begin to run. The water begins to kind of hit you, and as the water comes down, it catches these beams of lasers sweeping across. You can see the colors even more intently. But you run through this and burst into the lobby. You see this frightened-looking Sheeran teenager, and then also Shade, holding this weird-looking gun pointed at the wall.
I'm gonna go to the kid. You gotta get out of here, kid. This place isn't safe for you.
That's his mom.
Okay, he kind of takes a couple steps forward, and he turns. He sees his mom, like, bleeding in the other room. But we'll get back to that on his turn. Anything else, Bubs?
That's all I can do. I did a full action.
All right.
And just say I have the kid in front of the shield hand, I want to say.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so that brings us to Spice. So Spice, go ahead and you have resolve points, correct?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so I believe you can spend a resolve point.
Yeah, to stabilize.
Yeah, if you would like to.
Yeah, so, Spice drops up to her knees and, splatters across the ground, losing consciousness. But she hears a familiar voice. She reaches out, and then it says not to let go. And she uses a resolve point to stabilize.
Fantastic. And in that moment, in this like
It's
dark
Bub's
place,
voice.
you see just this dim
Yeah.
bead of light. It's red or maybe orange, but you recognize the color of the sunset of Akaton. You can see at the edges of this darkness around the periphery of light, just bits of blonde hair kind of moving. And then you kind of see darkness, a little bit of comfort, and you stabilize. Fantastic, Spice. That is your turn. That brings us to these little robots. You can see now sparking at the beginning of their turn. Actually, could you roll a d4?
Oh, yeah.
You started the sprinkler, so I'll let you roll damage on this.
Nice.
3, nice. Okay, so each takes 6 points of damage.
Nice.
Give me 1 second. All right.
They must be electric.
I was thinking. No,
Actually,
they're
they
ground.
must be ground types. Ground types.
Pokemon.
Or
You can see the two that have already
Fire.
taken hits really begin to spark. Little bits of metal ping, choo, kind of firing out and bouncing off the walls. They're looking pretty rough. The one that really hasn't taken damage yet, the one kind of closer to Gibbs or behind Gibbs, the unpainted box in the corner, that one seems to be a little bit better shape, but certainly taking damage. With this water being introduced, they're gonna, if you could move the two near Elise, kind of inside that room with her, there is no water in there in the lobby.
Fuck the lobby workers. They don't get saved from fire.
You can see the one nearest Gibbs is just gonna start firing at you, Gibbs, because you're there.
There's a wall there. They can bank a shot, but try it.
That's what they're doing. They're trying to bank the shot.
Yeah.
And actually, they're flat-footed too.
Yeah.
Boy, that goes from a 16, I think, to a 9.
nice.
Nice.
Yeah, that, or sorry, well, with modifier, yeah, 16 to a 9.
There's horrifying images of Gibbs' face on all these shattered mirrors. It's
Yeah.
really awful in this corner.
And so you see this robot turn at one of the mirrors and fire. The mirror shatters, and it thought it was you, but not. You're still fine. That is the other two, I guess, who are there through the door are going to take shots at you, Shade. First one is going to be a 14 to hit. Oh, flat-footed. 12 to hit.
Mies.
Okay. Second one is going to be, that is a natural 20. That is a crit. However, flat-footed, I guess, doesn't really matter for that so much. Luckily, oh wait, right. They have in Starfinder, there's weapons, or they have crit rules. All right, you are going to take. Oh boy, yeah.
Don't oh boy me.
6. You take 6 points of fire damage, as well as an additional 4 points as you begin to burn. However, you hear the water pouring down just beyond. A very easy solution, maybe 20 feet away. But you are on fire. That is their turn. That brings us to civilians. These kids now screaming, begin running out. The last ones dripping with water as they come out through the sprinkler system. You can see maybe like 50 feet beyond this police perimeter. There's a number of police all pointing weapons at the door, but you can see one of them kind of lowers and waves for this kid. The kids start to like run across.
That one, nope, that one started.
He
close to
started
me.
further,
Yeah.
so he
20
moves
feet.
20
He's
feet
just trying
from
to
here.
make it.
No,
He's
no.
the slowest.
Oh, you
I
already moved him. Okay.
Like that's all he can get.
Yeah.
You can get, yeah, you're right. 20
I'm
feet.
trying,
He's
man.
trying. He's getting out. This Shirin teenager is going to run to the door and begin trying to push, although no real effect. You see Shade, for you, Elise, put a hand on one of these robots. And she's just going to say, this will never work. You have to stop. You have to go. That is their turn. That brings us to you, Shade. Gibbs, you are on deck. What do you want to do?
Seeing that interaction, I want to still shoot this guy. Can I go through them? Or through their space?
You cannot. No.
If I pull this, if I can, well, actually, if I shot at this
With the
this
gravity
one,
thing, it
with
shifts
the
them
gravity
both 10 feet forward. Yeah.
Okay. Then yeah, I would try to shoot them so that
Make a
I can
shot,
get
yeah, absolutely.
back into the rain
For sure, make a
space.
shot.
I want to
That's a
get
great
or the
idea.
water space.
You can see they like crowd into the room. She puts a hand on one, says that it could never work. Go ahead and make your attack.
17.
That certainly hits. So
Nice.
you see, she's like, this could never work. Sparks, already kind of wetness across this robotic carapace. With the wounds that they already have, the water penetrates, smoke rising out. And then suddenly, as the hand is on, the robot just jerks to the side. Both of them fly out into that space, not taking damage, I don't believe.
They're in the water
Yeah,
again now.
They're in the water, but they're not taking damage.
Okay.
Not until the beginning of their
Then I'm going to use my movement to run and put the fire out,
Okay.
and then move back to like get into
you
the.
can't quite get to the water because they are blocking the door. So you just beyond, you can kind of reach out. Kind of
I'm on
running your,
fire now.
You took a critical hit from the laser, yeah.
Yeah, the sprinklers.
His
but
hands are like
I'm-
right up with the robots blocking him.
okay.
Yeah, he like moved them just so that they're blocking the door.
And then I guess as a free action, since I'm still on fire, I'm
Yep.
gonna turn to Elise and be like, "What can we do to stop this?"
Just very calmly, you turn. What can we do to stop
The
this?
flaming android.
You can, a little bit of like the skin, like the robot, like Terminator skin. She doesn't seem disturbed by that. She does work in robotics, but that is your free action. You are still on fire. You are going to take at the end of your turn an additional 3 points of fire damage.
Damn.
That is going to be Shade's turn. Gibbs, what would you like to do? This big robot's on deck.
Using the speed boost I get from Vess, I lurch forward, not stopping my movement as I swing around. I hold Spice in my arms, breaking through whatever mirage she might be having, and I plant the grossest kiss right on her.
So
This
you
is
see
perfect!
These beautiful kind of blonde licks
The
of
romance
hair.
we all were
You
looking
can smell
for.
flowers, familiar flowers that you once picked many, many afternoons while you skirted military duty. You feel this face, though you cannot see it, lean closer, and you smell the familiar smells of Julian. And then you come to kissing Gibbs on the mouth, like little trash juice kind of navigating down into you. You see something like writhing in the fur, kind of moving.
And I'm wet trash now.
Yeah, wet trash. You smell like wet dog garbage.
smell like
Yeah,
flowers.
it's good.
But I spend a resolve point to touch and heal an ally.
There you go.
Nice.
So you
Oh,
get
snap.
8
My date.
hit points with my kiss.
8 hit points.
And I release you, drop you to the ground, stand the fuck up, and I'm gonna continue to run.
You cannot. So for
Swoon.
movement, you
can't break it up.
Starfinder, you can't break it up.
Starfinder, be better than. Well, I moved that 10 feet, but it was Vess's 10 feet that I moved,
Okay,
not
fantastic.
my own 10 feet.
Perfect.
Then I stand there really awkwardly,
Yeah.
having dropped you on the ground.
So annoying that there's a feat.
You just
be able to
run,
move.
stop, and drop her. Fantastic, love it. That is your turn, Gibbs. This is the big robot's turn.
No.
Man, you just stacked up for him to hit with a railgun, huh?
Not a child, though.
I'm sorry? You're not a child. But
But he's right. He's in the line.
it is
of
going
sight,
to
so.
turn. You feel this laser go across. Although, actually, where's Shade?
I'm behind these two motherfuckers in the door.
It's definitely going to take a shot at you. You're closer to Elise. So,
I was being nice to her.
You don't know that.
that is going to be a 30 to hit.
Flat-footed.
That is going to be, I believe, a 28 to hit.
Flat.
Sorry,
Foot.
flat-foot is 5, right?
Flat-footed. Yeah, that's gonna fucking hit.
Yeah, even with flat-footed. I mean, I don't know why I wouldn't have thought.
That's gonna hit.
Minus
yeah.
4. So, yeah, no, it's still going to get a 21.
Damn.
That is not a critical hit, though.
Thank
Didn't
you.
roll-
That's
didn't
good.
roll all the way up.
That's good.
That is good. You are only going to take the railgun. Where is it? My details are so dark. I have no. One thing I do need to do about this studio is get some more light. All right. I know I gave you guys a limited. You are going to take 14 points of piercing
14
damage
points of
as this
piercing
rail
damage.
flies through. You see the glass in
Damn.
front of you on this side, not broken, shatter as this goes through you. And I believe with direct line of sight, it is also going to hit that Sheeran, which means right next to who's up there? Is that Bubs?
Yep.
Bubs, right in front of you. You're holding this kid. You run right up to this teenager who's like pounding on the door.
Yep.
He turns and you're just like move, and then all of a sudden you see this rail.
It goes
right
through all the
through
cover
body.
and stuff
Oh
too.
yeah.
Does it open the door or do something? To
It
the
does
door?
not. It goes through the door.
Okay.
This thing goes. This is an electromagnetically powered rail cannon.
Okay.
This would be mounted on a vehicle typically.
All right.
So yeah, you see that go straight through this Shiren, who then you can see it says
I'm almost
laser bunker, and then there's like a little hole through the U in bunker,
Mhm.
which just seeps with blood as he drops down.
Oh, one civilian casualty we couldn't avoid. At least he wasn't a child.
Right on the cusp. He's like
Yeah.
19. That is his turn. That is going to bring us to Vess. You are up, and Bubs, you are on deck.
Did that
All
go
right,
through,
so-
like my head?
No, probably like torso.
Oh, because it feels like it went through my head.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So I'm gonna attempt to use. Well. Okay, 10 pounds or less. So.
Oh, he also takes damage.
Yeah. So I think like the kinetic things will probably not work against the limbs, right? Is it possible to use that against the limb of the giant robot?
You could try.
I think I'm just gonna double down on the telepathy and make an telekinetic intimidation check,
Okay.
knowing the thoughts that I know,
Sure.
being inside
Elise's
Elise's mind,
Yeah.
to say, call off your robots
Okay.
now.
Make your intimidation check. Yeah,
Okay.
for sure. I love that.
No. It's a 3 on the dice. And
Ooh, I was really rooting for you.
I was, I mean,
That was a cool idea.
yeah, it's a
Dice
5.
gods are.
That would have really made like the 3-turn build-up so worth it. Like really, that would have been awesome. It was a great idea. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to work. You can see even from this distance with the lights now on, she just kind of shakes her head, shaking the thought away. Anything else, Vess?
So that I think is the telepathically communicating. That's just like is that the same action as like talking?
I think it's a move action.
it's a move action.
I believe so. You'd have to read this the text for it. I could actually look. It's how long you study. So you're just concentrating. No, so you're just concentrating. That's free.
So yeah, it's a free thing. Okay, so in that case, I'm going to. Well, it's tough. I don't know who I could really reach from here. With the walls.
What are you doing?
I'm going to make a break for the side. Or no, I already used my movement.
Yeah.
To,
Oh no, you didn't. So we looked it up. That wasn't your move
Yeah,
action.
it's just a free.
It's a
You
free
can
thing.
look- you
Oh,
can
okay, alright, cool. So then I'll use my 3 spaces to to take cover against the against those
Sure, you slide in this wet sawdust now,
Yeah.
like water coming down, soaking through your teal hair. Anything else?
No, that's the end of my turn.
Okay, there you go. That is Vest Bubs. What would you like to do, Spencer, on deck?
Is the guy probably fell to the floor dead, right?
Yeah, he's
Okay.
like sliding down. The
I didn't
wall,
want to
yeah.
reach through his stomach and then reach through the hole in the door to like unlock it from the side.
You can definitely reach through the hole in
Yeah.
the door and unlock. It's not locked. It's blocked by something. So reaching through, you reach through the wood, and then there's another like inch, about an inch and a half of steel, like a blockade that's been pushed up against it. So reaching out is just flat metal and kind of hot.
Can I like break this? You think it's like hard, how steel?
Like yeah, and like an inch and a half thick probably. It's sturdy. You could certainly.
I
try.
could break this.
You could try. Yeah, go for
I
it.
think I could break
Yeah.
this.
You want to make a sunder maneuver?
I'm Bubs. Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
8 plus 6.
But the wall is flat-footed. You go up to this, and again, it is inch and a half thick steel.
Yep.
You punch, and there is this as it kind of like bends out a little bit. You don't really punch through it. The hole a little bit wider.
Mhm.
You can see like the whole line of police kind of before. Both deputies, the sheriff, and then 2 cars across. You see reporters, and then you see a lot of Harbinger robots. kind of-
Yeah. I'm gonna scream. We need you to clear the barricade. Help us now. Open the door.
Make a diplomacy check.
Good juju.
Diplomacy.
15 plus -1.
14.
Oh,
Okay,
they
let's
were
see what
like,
happens.
we're gonna. Oh, never mind.
Wait.
Take him out, boys!
Fire
All
at
the
will.
snipers go. Boop, boop, boop.
There's something shiny in there. Light it up. Yeah. So that is your turn, Bubs.
Bald guy, get him.
No, mullet guy.
Mullet
even
guy,
worse.
get him.
Mullet guy with children.
Is Sunder a full action?
No, I believe it's just an action.
Then I think I have another action to attack, right? Oh no, I don't. That's my turn then. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. That is Spice's turn. What would you like to do?
Okay, so like Spice like regains consciousness from
Hey, baby.
Gibbs' beautiful kiss. Just like her mascara like streaming down her face from crying.
And you guys are both soaking wet from the sprinklers going off as well.
It's a very like flash dance moment.
romantic.
Yeah. This is the romance everyone actually wanted.
And then you just hear shoo, this big cannon of fire and the Sheeran scream before they die.
I
So
smell the
romantic.
blood in the air and I'm like, fuck.
Well, I am going to say to Gibbs, what does she say to Gibbs? That was the most beautiful kiss I've had in a long time.
That was my first kiss too!
And it's going to be an inspiring boost for
Fantastic.
Gibbs.
So what does that do for Gibbs?
I can signal an ally within 30 feet, which is right in front of me.
Yeah.
Let's see, at any point. So after my turn has ended, that ally regains a number of stamina points up to the maximum equal to twice your envoy level, so
Dang.
4. Plus my
Dang.
charisma modifier, which is 4.
Dang.
Holy shit.
So in this moment, as you break away from this kiss, not saliva as much as almost like a loogie kind of stretching for a second between.
Oh.
It hangs off of your lip, Spice, and with all the rain coming down, the running mascara, you thank Gibbs. And Gibbs, you look down at this like person who you think is like this beautiful heels-wearing person, like stomping through the forest, soaking wet in front of you, thanking you. You feel inspired. You feel like an interior or a inner flame begin to build, and you feel stronger. Fantastic. That's awesome.
Thanks, babe.
Romance.
Oh.
At its
Romance,
finest.
yes.
Anything else, Spice?
Also as my free action, I'm going to telepathically reach out to Elise also, but not in an intimidating way. I'm gonna go think of the children and ask
Good cop,
her
bad
to...
cop.
Yeah.
Make a diplomacy check.
Okay.
Sure. Why not? I love that.
Ooh, natural 1.
Fuck the children.
Wow, really blew that
Kill
one.
'em all. Yeah. Doesn't seem to really have much of an effect, unfortunately.
She
But
does not
that
care
is your
about the
turn,
kids.
Spice, unless you want to move somewhere.
No, I'm gonna remain undercover because she's
Fantastic.
shook right now still.
It is these robots' turn. At the start of the turn,
Oh,
they do
fuck.
take damage. So those two small ones.
I'm so
Ooh.
dead. I'm dead as dirt.
So the one directly in front of you, Shade, you can see as the water streams into the cracks, suddenly
does.
the light just blinks
Yes.
out and the whole metal form just sags. That one shutting down. The other one, you can see sparks, little screws out of it. It's on its last legs. This thing badly damaged by the water.
Okay.
This, the other one, I think it's the least
That one.
hurt, but it's taking damage as well. That one just kind of sparking off in the corner. Yeah. The one that's been banking shots in Gibbs' direction. That is their movement. They're going to move... yeah, the robot on the outside is going to take 5 steps to stand over the corpse of the other robot and take a shot at you, Shade.
Flat-footed?
Yep, but yeah, they're flat-footed. They're as long as they're in the water, they're flat-footed.
Great.
That is going to be still with flat-footed.
Are they so flat-footed
22.
from like Clever Things?
Oh, I'm so dead. I'm dead. That hit.
For one turn, they were, and then instead of
I
it
see.
going away, it's now extended out pretty
I
much.
see.
What was it?
That hits.
A hit. So you are going to take 4 points of fire damage.
Ooh, I'm down.
Ooh,
Are you
I'm down,
unconscious?
down.
Oh, down,
Yeah,
down.
I'm
So
down.
you turn, you shoot at one of these things, it like shuts down, and the other one steps over it and shoots at you. You shut down. Kind of right in front of
God,
Elise.
I'm
You can
like,
see Elise holding
how
a
do we
hand
stop
out.
this?
Elise like holds out a hand as you fade to black. That is that one's turn. The other one is going to bank another shot at Gibbs.
Do
What
it.
it's worth. Oh, that's a negative number.
Nice.
Wow.
It goes-
The power of love.
It's flat-footed. It's trying to bank a shot off of a mirror.
Yeah.
Not easy.
It banks back into its face.
Yeah.
It just kind of fires off, just ricocheting around behind it, through the lights, through the rain.
This robot's gonna have
their
nightmares
turn.
of Gibbs.
I'm in the
Shade.
doorway still, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Cool.
it is your turn.
I'm dead.
You're unconscious.
Spend a resolve.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, I
resolve,
guess
yeah.
I resolved my point.
Okay.
It's not
So you
as poetic as yours
stabilize.
was.
Nice.
All right.
For you, Shade, in this moment, as you fall fast. You feel speed, but then you just feel darkness.
speed.
That is your turn. That brings us to Gibbs. Gibbs, what would you like to do?
So I smell, even through the rain, the scent of blood, being just as mostly attuned to that as I
Yeah,
am food.
everywhere now. It's
Synthetic blood.
So it starts to get a little disorienting, but I see that Spice seems largely fine, so I'm gonna leave her and start making my way there
Okay.
and get stopped by the blockade here.
Okay.
Can I reach Shade if I'm kitty corner to him?
Yeah.
Great.
Breaks through.
Then I see kind of his foot splayed as he had fallen back, and I just take like a little chomp at it,
Okay.
at his boot, and I will spend a resolve point to heal him.
Me?
Yeah, with a
Yay!
bite.
And
Yay!
sink your fangs. One of the teeth broken
It is
into his
metallic
foot.
as well.
Yeah, it's but can't reach your lips for a
Not like
kiss, so you
metal
get a
boots.
bite.
I get a leg bite.
Ooh.
Do I need
6
to
plus
get like
7.
a shot for
That
that?
little
Is-
broken, jagged bit of tooth, almost like a can opener, through like bits of the armor, and you sink
Can
elements of the saliva into it. And suddenly, from this exhilaration of speed, for just a moment, you see controls in front of you. And then, Gibbs.
Get the fuck up!
I get up.
Water all around you. Gibbs, like soaking wet, little trash juice dripping into your face, or dripping onto your foot, I guess.
And then I detach my tooth from his foot, and I look up at this this person, and I snarl. I
Nice.
just go, "Rrr," and I'm really feral. My jar
And you're
is light,
Wet trash.
but I am just angry, wet trash, trying
Okay.
to keep my friends alive.
You do that.
How much did I get? Stamina points? What?
No, I can only heal health points. So
okay,
if I,
so I
if you-
have health points back.
Yes.
How much was it?
it is 7 plus 6 is
Oh, wow.
13.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good healing there.
Okay. We take those.
Yes. Can't help you with stamina.
That's okay. I just need
Hit
enough
points
to
more
not die.
important.
Yeah, I just need enough to
Yeah.
not die.
But that's my turn, because I'm just angry wet trash.
Fair enough. That brings us to this large robot. You can see
No.
again this laser, kind of across, penetrating objects, this targeting computer. It can't actually hit Shade from this angle, and it can't hit Gibbs without hitting Elise.
Yes.
So it is going to, if you can move it 15 feet, actually, if you can move it 30 feet closer, it's going to just stomp forwards.
Blom, 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 blom.
Yeah, and you
Is
can
this
see
child
as it-
outside by
as
now?
it
No.
hits.
Oh yeah, the child
He's been
presumably
moving,
would
he's
have
been moving.
moved, so
That
he
is
was
awesome.
probably
There
like
you go.
Probably
there.
right about
right?
there. This thing stomps through, and the whole plywood wall on the right side is just blown aside as it steps through. It is coming for you, for sure. That is its turn, though. It is slow. Shade, what would you like to do? Gibbs, you're on deck.
Nope.
I'm on deck.
Yeah, Vass and me.
I
Sorry.
No,
Vess
I got
and
it.
Bub. Sorry. It's so both the robots have 3-letter initials,
yeah.
and I get kind of thrown
No,
off.
no, don't worry about it. I just
All right, Vess, what would you like to do? Bubs, you're on deck.
Oh,
Okay, so I'm gonna climb up the tile of level
Okay.
using an acrobatics check, and then load a minor booster to armor class.
Okay, sure. You don't
And-
need to use an athletics check. So these are stacked to be climbed
Oh,
on.
they're
you know, by, like,
climbable.
little
like
kids.
run up this way.
Okay.
Yeah,
yeah.
so you can easily just
Easily.
clamber up to the top.
And I'll use that to get the shot, and then I also don't need to do an attack roll because it automatically hits as long as we're
As long as it's
attuned.
an ally, yeah.
Alright,
So
we're
you get a
attuned.
+2 to your armor class.
Nice.
Nice.
What color's
Very
that one?
nice.
It's part of me wants to say blue because armor, but
Yeah,
also that's
why
mana. So
Whatever you want.
Be
blue.
like,
We'll go
So
with blue.
this dart again, kind of moving around through the legs, and then just kind of strikes you right in the little bite mark from Gibbs, like penetrating the metal exactly. You see a blue dart, and suddenly you feel as if your armor toughens, the exterior metallic kind of hardening. Anything else, Vess?
I'm going to telepathically communicate to my party members
Okay.
and say, our only way out of this is through hell. Stay close.
Okay. All of you suddenly, through the chaos, hear Vess's voice in your mind. Bubs, what would you like to do? Spice, you're on deck.
I'm gonna whisper to myself, if you face a boulder, you must become the boulder.
Fantastic.
And I'm
This
going-
kid, by the
Great.
way, is like pale and shaky. He's in shock.
And
like
he
there's a
definitely
corpse
heard
right in
that
front of
because
him.
you're
Yeah.
like right there.
Yeah.
With,
That's gonna be his like life mantra from now on.
Yeah.
Oh, there's so many mantras I can teach this kid. I'm gonna try to sunder this steel door thing that's blocking it open. That's a 9 plus a 6.
Okay.
A little bit better than last time.
You reach back, hit again, and you can see elements of the concrete crumble away. You see more fully the steel, which buckles out again. Doesn't break through.
Okay, getting closer.
Hopefully
Getting
those
closer.
fucking police officers do their job.
That is their turn. There's 3 of them. That is their turn. That is your turn, sorry. That brings us to Spice. Spice, what do you want to do?
And I'm gonna telepathically reach out to Elise again.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go. This is Captain Spicy Mito from Mosaic Team 5. I'm going to walk up behind you. Please tell your robots not to shoot me. I'm not going to harm you.
Make a diplomacy check.
Okay. Please don't be a natural one.
Let's use that +4 charisma.
Okay. That's going to be a dirty 20, I think.
Okay.
Let me
Okay.
confirm. Dirty 20.
Nice.
Suddenly, Shade, as you like kind of struggle back to consciousness, you see this person turn sharply, as if something kind of catching their attention. Anything else?
I'm going to, if I can see her and she,
Yeah, you can see her.
does she look alarmed? Does she look like she's going to comply? Is she
She
responding
looks like she's
to my
concentrating.
message?
Hard to tell, but she
Concentrating.
definitely got the message.
Okay, that's enough. So I'm going to guarded step towards her then.
Okay, sure, no problem. So that's 5. I think 5 feet or turn, right?
I don't know enough about guarded
I
step.
believe so. So you begin to approach slowly.
Yeah.
Yeah. 5
That
feet.
brings us to the robot's turn. The one in the water has 1 hit point, so in front of you, Shade, you see suddenly the light it shuts down. The one over in the other corner at the start of its round is going to take 4 points of damage.
Nice.
Wow. Still doing okay, as it is the only one left. It is also going to move. It's going to try to go through that plywood because it needs to get to Elise. No, it's not. So
Oh.
nobody can see this. However, Spice, from the other side of that plywood, you see
I
that
can
whole
see it.
wall. Oh yeah, you can see it because you're up on the thing. So
Right
you
here.
up on top of this, kind of looking down, you see this robot turn sharply as soon as you hear Elise cry out, and it begins to run and just smacks into the plywood and reverberates back. The kind of wet wood maybe taking more impact than it normally would. He's unable to break through, so he's actually can't move because that's how movement
So he's
works.
like up here.
What's he?
Yeah.
Or it wasn't sure if he's. Oh yeah.
yeah,
you're
he's just right
He's
there,
in
and then
place.
just can't. That's how movement works.
Well, it's
He
in a
can't go
corner too, so he's got the other wall
In
reinforcing it.
technically, he could. The only person he could shoot actually would be Elise by banking, so he's not going to do that. That is its turn. Shade, what would you like to do?
Protect-
Oh, sorry, civilians.
Civilians.
Important civilians.
This kid gets the fuck out.
That kid
Yes.
is gone. Yes.
We saved all the
Elise,
children except
Whose
for
head kind of
Mateo.
turned after that. Spice, you can see, turns again over her other shoulder and looks at you. She looks incredibly indecisive, but she is going to turn, looking towards this large robot. Ooh, that's a tough one.
Did she ever tell me how we can stop it? She just ignored that, right?
She's
She
been
got
ignoring
shot and then
everyone.
she
Oh,
went
right,
unconscious.
right,
So she's going to look over at this robot and again kind of hold out a hand. She's going to kind of wedge a shoulder in front of you to try to get a little bit closer than you are.
Okay.
Aren't
And
you on
she's
the
just
ground?
going to say,
No, I got
Oh, you were
brought back
getting
up.
right.
Yeah.
she's just going to say, stop! Kind of putting herself between you and this robot.
Okay.
That is her turn. Shade, what would you like to
Am
do?
I still on fire?
You are
having been
certainly still
downed.
on. You know what? You were downed kind of near the water kind of
Smoldering.
coming into
Yeah,
the
the puddle.
floor. So I'm going to say you were extinguished by
Okay,
that.
cool. I can't. I don't want to like do anything to this thing when she just told him to stop. But I'm like,
what are you gonna
can I
do?
ready my action
Yeah.
so that if it looks like it's about to fire or attack again
Okay.
or move towards us, I'm gonna fire the gravity gun to push it away.
Back. Okay.
Yeah.
No worries. You set that condition. That brings us to Gibbs. Gibbs, as you kind of stand there, you can see Shade like ready their weapon, but not fire. What do you want to do?
Don't really like Shade all that much.
We had
And
moments.
I'm pretty angry. So I will swivel around, and sort of start to ready an action, but not towards the robot. I'm actually, I guess I want to look and see, is Elise controlling it via the like controller that other guy, Taco guy, was like doing it?
From where you are looking over, you don't see anything in her hand.
Okay. Then I will ready an action and like kind of grumble intimidatingly at her to
Okay.
reinforce whatever messaging she's getting.
So you're just kind of like just giving a mean mug from behind.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're feeding into the bad cop role.
Yes.
Make an intimidation check. I said, Matt, just start blasting.
So anyway, I started blasting.
15.
15. So you just kind of get there, covered in wetness, just smelling horrific, and you just growl. She does,
In
for what
another
it's worth,
campaign,
she's
I
still
would.
holding her hand out, like eyes on the robot. But anything else? Gibbs.
No, I'm just, do I have to declare an action? I can just hold my action?
You can hold an action. Yeah.
Alright, then I will hold an action.
It is this big robot's turn. It stops for just a moment. The red laser across everybody. It's going to hold its action as well. Vess, what would you like to do? Bob's are on deck.
I'm going to shoot the basic booster for
Okay.
the skill checks at Spice. So that's
Okay.
let me pull it up. That's +5.
Wow, nice.
No, it's not. It's
Darn
a
it.
+2 enhancement bonus to all skill checks.
That's great.
What color is this?
Purple.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. You fire this off and you watch as it kind of peers around to the right and goes around the robot, not passing its vision, luckily. Anything else?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to clamber down
Yeah.
and get over into this cover.
No problem. Yeah, you can move over there. You have, what, 30 feet of movement?
Do I still have some? I was counting this as like difficult terrain.
It's not difficult terrain. It's designed to be, it looks kind of
For
piled up,
children.
but when you really look at it, it's designed to be run on. Runned. It
Like
is like a
run
video
on?
game development, you know, where it looks like a pile of crates, but you can see very clearly it's a platform.
It's a ramp, yeah. Okay.
So very much
cover
like
behind
that.
here.
No problem. You run, kind of stepping over there. At the end of your turn, this dart kind of right behind you. You feel in the back of your knee this dart, like you're already feeling like shit. It hurts, but you kind of feel suddenly more capable,
A little bit smarter.
little sharper.
Nice.
It's drugs.
That is your turn, Vaz. Bubs, what would you like to do?
Always
Spice,
fun.
you're on deck.
I'm going to think to myself, this is not a boulder, this is steel. And then I'm going to say out loud, if you're going to break steel, you must become steel. And then in my mind, I think to my mentor, Steel,
Sure.
who
Wow.
like helped raise me. And I'm going to try to send it. An 8 + 6.
Oh, rough. For a
Darn it.
moment, you try to picture it, and then you remember He is kind of a crooked cop and
Yeah.
maybe not the best role model for the kid that you're holding. You punch again, and there is like this shimmer. The concrete rains down around you, but still no progress. That is your turn, Bubs.
I guess that's all I can do.
Spice, you kind of limping forward still. You see the robot watching, but what are you doing?
I'm going to. It's a robot, so I can't. I can only speak to humanoids, right?
Telepathically, yeah.
So I can't speak to the robot. Alright. So I'm going to continue guard stepping up towards Elise and continue to link with. Well, she can hear me now, right? I'm close. Am I close enough to speak to her out loud?
Yeah.
I'm going to say, "It's me. I'm coming up behind you. How can we help protect your children?"
How can you protect your children?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I chose to say.
Make a
Fuck
diplomacy
all the
check.
children except for Mateo.
Nope.
That's not what
the
you said.
robots are the children too. Spice is being very diplomatic right now.
Mm.
Okay.
Manipulative almost.
Yeah, I like it.
Well, that's
Another word for
Sociopathic.
diplomatic.
yes.
Roll a manipulation roll, please.
17.
Okay. 17.
That's hard on math.
With a 17 in all of this kind of stuff that's happening, she turns to you and she just says, "I can't control it. It's alive.
So I could have spoken to it.
Not like that." All of a
Okay.
sudden, as all of this is happening, in the midst of all of this combat, you all hear a little chip on your comms link. As a free action, one of you can check if you would like.
It's not me.
I feel like
Best.
it just automatically forwards
Yeah.
to my brain.
Sure. You see a little message pop up on your eye, kind of like the heads-up display that you have. It's from Peep. Sending some help. And then you hear
Jimmy 12 toast.
3
What?
pops up on your screen, 2 pops up on your screen, and then 1 pops up on your screen. And suddenly you hear up above you this kind of... And then through one of the unbroken skylights, a Mosaic capsule just shatters in. Doss, thank you for the donation of bits. You see suddenly the capsule open, steam coming out, and you see what looks like an EMP bomb
Oh shit.
kind of sitting on a pedestal.
Oh my lord.
Where is it?
In front of you, you see on the heads-up display, it's going to be actually right next to Vess.
Oh, here. I'll use this thing right
Yep,
here.
Yep, right there.
Nice.
Right next to Vess, kind of in the ground. Vess, you like shake. It is right next to you. You see this like big hole kind of glowing in the skylight. But this other kind of message pops up in your eye, and you could just see, we managed to secure more funds. Keep. And so this item, an EMP bomb.
Nice.
You could shape the story. So that brings us to, that was Bubs' turn? No,
Yep.
sorry, that was Spice's turn.
Yeah.
You were talking to this individual.
Yep.
She turned, she said that thing. Anything else, Spice?
I'm also just gonna tap into. Well, I guess. Yeah, I'm gonna tap into Mateo's thoughts. I'm just gonna. Well, never mind. Actually, I don't want to use detect that. That's
Okay.
it.
Sure, no worries. That is your turn, Spice. That brings us to the top of the round. Shade. This robot hasn't attacked. You can hear all of this happening. You hear the woman say stop. The robot has stopped, but it seems to be kind of considering. What are you doing?
Okay. I'm gonna say to her, we have an EMP on site. We will use it if we can't stop this thing to mitigate damage done. There's already one fatality.
She turns, and with the broken glass, water beginning to kind of fall into this room. You can't tell if it's a tear or just water from above, but she nods.
I'm going to... Can I free action with my comms to the group?
Yeah.
I'm going to free action on the comms, ready the EMP, hold on my signal, and then...
Vess, you hear that look to your right. You can just see it says Mosaic, LLC, EMP 2.0.
And then I'm going to ready my action to signal to fire the EMP and also to shoot at him still.
Sure. So you signal all of those things. You kind of coordinate.
Same
the plan.
same trigger.
Yeah.
If
No worries.
If
no
it's gonna
worries.
try to fuck us.
Shade, that's your turn. Gibbs, as you hear this kind of come across your comms, what are you doing?
I will scamper and pull myself up and over the broken glass windowsill that's there
Sure.
and move through Spice's space.
Sure.
And go here and kind of sit on my haunches and put my feet out and pull the bottle around me and just sort of like tiredly wait.
Okay, sure. Right in front of you, between your legs, you wait. It brings us to this robot's turn. You can see the railgun kind of lowered somewhat. It's going to take another 5-10 feet forward.
Is that Dan?
I believe.
Is Dan in the robot?
Is it moving forward in a
Not that
menacing way?
Heart, you wouldn't be able to tell without a sense motive check. That would be something that you need to do on your turn. If you
Okay.
want, because you did hold your action, you could make a sense motive check instead now. I'll allow that.
Mind blown.
It's Dan in the robot.
I could check.
Yeah, I'll make a sense motive check.
Go for it.
I'm
As
really
it gets
bad at
closer, you
these,
kind
but
of getting
okay.
ready to attack for a minute. Everything doesn't add up.
I don't want to fire at this thing because I feel like a certain kinship, but okay.
Yeah, that's the reason.
Yeah, what?
Plus 12
Sure.
or 12, sorry.
12.
Plus
Okay. I was like, what?
12. I was looking
With
at
a
the plus
12.
1 that I have.
This is a robot, but the weapon is lowered. It doesn't. It's not making these targeting swipes. This is the first time that it hasn't done that.
Mhm.
So it doesn't seem to be aggressive necessarily, but it is certainly ready to fight.
Okay.
But it gets lower, kind of almost dropping to one knee, so that it can be roughly looking into this room.
Okay.
That is its turn. It's going to hold its action. That is Vess's turn. Vess, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna ready the EMP.
Okay, there's just a single button. So a lot of the emergency stuff, it's designed to go to any of the Mosaic teams, including the interns. They're dummy-proof weapons. So
Okay.
the weapons that are
Alright.
designed to come in emergency are really easy. to
If we
use.
don't use them, is there rollover?
You can certainly hold on to them. You don't
Okay.
have to use them. Yeah.
Cool.
All right, so I'm gonna free action ready the weapon, the
Okay.
EMP, and then for my turn, I'm going to reach out and see if I detect any organic thoughts coming from the large robots.
Okay.
Ooh.
You reach out, holding this, and you do not detect any kind of organic activity from the robot.
Okay.
Your hand hovers over this button.
So
Let him make a choice.
I'll just reach out to Shade and say now.
Can I free action respond?
Yeah.
Hold your fire one moment.
All right, so so I guess I'm gonna leave.
You can hold that action of like being ready to press it if something happens that makes you want to press it.
Can I free action if I get shot? Say, oh fuck, go!
No, but I would imagine that Bess can put 2 and 2 together.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm at the end of the hallway. Got a
Keep
clear
an eye
shot,
on it.
and it's in the sights.
Yep.
And I'm
So you're just kind of
turns
hovering,
over, yeah.
water coming down all around you. That is Vess's turn. Bubs, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna think in my mind. You don't need to self-motivate, and I think of
As you
Gibbs'
self-motivate.
words to myself. I need to think about who I am and what I mean in this world, and be okay with that. And
But
then
you
I'm,
just self-motivated.
well, I'm deciding that maybe
It's a paradox.
maybe I'm not have to do that.
The robot's
anymore.
not
Do you
exploding.
have any other?
7.
Oh man.
Damn.
What it is
Three.
you take so long to like get these thoughts out that it almost kind of cools the adrenaline in your body from the last punch, so that you're not really getting the benefit of the repeated blows.
Into the
Like,
dice dungeon with
concrete cracks still.
that. Did the cops not do anything?
You can see that they're beginning to kind of move the barricades that are about 50 feet away aside.
Oh, okay.
They're heavy metal barricades set up in 2 levels, so it'll take a second. But yeah, they are acting.
Okay.
Anything else, Bubs? Spice, what would you like to do?
I'm going to, without taking my eyes away from this beautiful scene that's unraveling before us,
Sure.
I'm going to call out to Bubs and say, Bubs, gently bring Mateo over here.
Okay, you hear that in your mind.
All those rounds breaking down the door.
That is Spice's turn. That brings us to the top of the round. Shade, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna ask Elise, still like gun trained on this thing.
Everybody.
I'm gonna say, is there a way to power this down without damaging the core?
You're turning to her and saying that?
Yeah.
She's going to nod. She's going to say, I think it can think for itself. I don't know what it can do anymore.
Well, how would you typically power it down?
With a password.
Can you input the password?
She turns and looks. You can see this huge robot bending down. That's pretty much what
Tell
you
me
can
the
kind of say in
password.
that term.
It's Mother May I?
Okay, then I'm gonna
Password is Mateo.
Oh shit, I was wrong.
Called it.
then I'm gonna just ready the same action to
Okay, no
fire and
Gibbs,
give the go ahead to
you sit
EMP.
with this bottle, very tired.
From my tired position, I swig it up like I'm drinking it, and take a good mouthful, and with a skilled shot, will get it mostly emptied, and I will shoot it at my allies within 30 feet,
Okay.
healing them.
Fantastic.
So this is the heal all allies kind of thing I do.
Almost like a sprinkler,
Yeah.
like the Exorcist, spray from your mouth this foul liquid. Bubs, as you strike the door, I believe Bubs is in range of that.
Yeah,
right?
for sure. I got there so that
So Bubs,
everyone but Vess.
as you punch the door, still unable to get through, you're like, ah, and then all of a sudden you turn, you see Gibbs, and you're like, Gibbs, I should be my, and then this loogie hits you in the side of the face. You don't smell it, and it sizzles slightly as it passes through, but uncomfortable. It hits all of the, it hits everybody, I believe.
Yeah, everyone
everybody
except-
but Vess.
And what does this
Everybody
do?
but Vess.
This is my healing, so
okay.
you gain a whole 4 health points if you're low.
And
I
Talon,
was low
yes,
by
the,
4.
Talon, the
Perfect.
EMP bomb
taken
was
any
that
damage.
500-bit
up,
item,
Vess.
so that definitely did activate the emergency
Nice
shut.
style.
And you see my jar, the lowest you've ever seen it. Like the liquid,
No.
Just up the
just
bottom,
just a little bit left, just a swig left, but
Right?
you've never seen it not be full.
Hmm.
So now it's there.
As you do that, and you kind of like dripping out of your little mouth, fangs and all, this large robot bends down and it reaches out, and with one huge hand, it kind of wraps around Elise. It kind of picks her up, pulling it past Shade. Shade, are you doing anything?
It's picking her up.
Yeah, or I
It's gonna give
suppose
her a hug.
Shade and Vest, you guys have hold action, so if you want to do anything, you
Yeah,
can.
if it's like starting to like go to grab her,
It's
that's
picking her up,
probably I would probably that would trigger my ready to action. So I'd probably push it back and have the EMP. I would
Okay.
Okay.
So at the same time,
Signal
you
the
hear
EMP.
now. Make your attack roll.
And you can tell that you can talk telepathically,
Yeah,
too, right?
yeah.
Maintaining link.
That's a 14.
A 14?
Yeah.
I believe that hits. One second
Is this
here.
like King Kong picking up?
Yeah, he just wants to hug her.
I
And we're all like,
know.
no,
That
cut
hits.
block.
So that giant robot is kind of forced back with Elise in
No. I did it before he could grab because the ready to action was if he was
Okay, fair enough.
threatening.
So kind of letting go gets shoved back 10 feet. This huge machine digging holes in the concrete as it does so.
Nice.
But you hearing this, you press the button.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go. How
Thus,
much?
you bring your hand down the button, and you see around this little ring of blue suddenly light up. No big explosion, but for all of you who can see this massive robot, you suddenly hear from this tiny speaker in its head, "Mother, I may," and then vroom, powers down. You see just a little bit of smoke kind of from the head,
Damn.
and the robot is dead.
Can I get one more punch on that wall?
Make
Oh
an
my
attack
God.
roll.
Yes, come on.
Hit
I'm
it
just gonna
good.
repeat Gibbs' word in my head, who I am and what I mean in this world.
You made me cry.
Ah!
17!
Yay!
Finally.
You smash
this arc.
this thing open. You can see the metal peel away, the concrete exploding outward. The kid gives a little like yip, and you smell urine.
Are there like police and like cameras outside and everything?
Yeah, you see like probably about 30 feet away now, the two deputies running forward. There's tons of cameras.
Like
As you
blinded.
burst through,
I'm gonna
flashes.
not realize there's cameras and just like probably just like take off my helmet, not thinking,
Okay.
and just trying to like get the sweat in my eyes.
With the child
Yeah.
in your arm.
I'm gonna shout, "Don't shoot, Mosaic Team 5! We're bounty hunters. We're here to help."
Okay, you're like, yeah, so you burst out. The only person not soaking wet, little kid a little wet, but you do that. You're out in the daylight. And for all of you, I'm going to pull you out of combat because all of the combatants are dead.
Nice.
In this moment, pictures kind of flashing through. Shade, Spice, Gibbs, you guys all turn, and in the wreckage of the front, you can see like the windows have been shattered through the rails going through. You see just camera flashes, dozens of them, as people now photograph this like drizzling wreck. Mostly, actually, the most prominent is you, Gibbs. In this kind of photo, if it does show up in the papers the next day, will be Gibbs dead center, your back, holding this like empty bottle, Spice kind of turning, Shade just like
Bloody
holding
as
this gun.
fuck.
Yeah. But because it is 9:56, and we've gone quite late, this is where we're going to end for the evening.
Good
So
stuff.
thank you guys
Nice
for hanging out.
job.
Really
Thanks,
awesome.
Das. That was really
Yeah.
clutch.
Das,
Saved
yeah.
us there.
Das, just for a note,
Thanks
this thing
for
had
making it-
55 HP left.
There was,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it
there
was
was
a
no way
tank.
we were gonna survive.
Thanks for
That was
not for keeping us at Mosaic Team 5 and not Mosaic Team 6.
Well, no, they would just replace you guys.
Right.
It's not, they're not
Oh,
going to
yeah.
like write a new team out. Like Mosaic Team 1 hasn't always had.
Mosaic Team 5 fucking sucked. Mosaic Team 6.
Anyways, thank you so much
Next
for
try.
hanging out with us for this week. We will. Who's back next week?
Dan's
So-
doing the sign off.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, Dan is doing
Oh,
something.
yeah.
Who's back next week?
Who's not back
That's-
next week?
yeah.
Why would we not be back?
I know Matt's going to be probably late
Yeah.
at the very least.
Oh.
So we will be back next week for session 6 of Mosaic Team 5, and we will wrap up this particular bounty and see where that takes us. However, Mosaic Team 5, in the interim, you can level up your character.
Level
As you
3.
have completed this bounty, and as the photos snap around you, the rain behind, the slight techno mix still echoing. For the very first time in Mosaic Team 5, you may be tasting just a little bit of fate. But we'll see next week. Sam, you want to go ahead and read us out?
Yes, this is future Bob Barker saying, "Reminder to all, please help control the Starfinder population. Have your Soki spayed or neutered."
Oh my god.
Excellent.
Rude.
Fantastic.
Wow.